Hey, you guys, welcome. Hey, Jocelyn. Hey, Sensored. How you guys doing? Welcome. Yeah, you guys ready for the show? I'm glad you got here early. You're the first two so far. We're going to give it a minute or two and then let some folks start rolling in. The notification just went out. So, people should be popping in very, very shortly. So hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Well, it's just the start of the weekend because it's Saturday. So I hope your weekend is getting off to a great start. There we go. Hey, Julian. Hey. How are you? I'm glad that you guys are here too. I'm doing well also. Welcome. Nurse Mom, first time tuning in. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you are here. Who else popping in? Where you guys from? Julian and Jocelyn and Sensored 81, Nurse Mom. Where you guys from? Drop it down in the chat section. Hey Tassie, I know you have been trying to make sure you don't miss this one iota. I remember you messaged me the other day. When are we doing a live? So here we are. Okay, so Nurse Mom is from Florida. Hey Skylar, Canada. Welcome. Guys, we had a crazy week this week on Married at First Sight Australia. I mean, pretty much the dinner party and this whole battle between Olivia and Domenica really kicked this week into high gear. It's crazy. No, you weren't being a pest. Not at all, Tassie. Jocelyn is from Gatineau, Quebec, Canada. Welcome. We got 2 Canadians here so far. All right, so we're going to go ahead. Hey, 3. Okay, Tessie, make sure you represent Toronto here too. Okay, awesome. Skylar said Olivia needs therapy. You know what? We're going to talk about this whole thing. And I pretty much most of the week have either been about that dinner party or what's going on with Daniel and Carolina. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Usually we do it by couple, but honestly, Olivia and Dominica, I think. I know that it seems like the narrator always say Dominica, but the other cast members always call her Dom or Dominica. So I'm wondering what's the correct way to pronounce her name. Hi, Lakpa Chadon. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name. You are in Paris. Welcome. Hey, Tracy. How are you, girl? What's going on? Welcome. Julian says, I'm from Jamaica, living in Canada. Okay. All right. So you representing both. That's awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. I should have put the appropriate picture in here because pretty much what's going on this week is everything from that dinner party, right? So I guess I can bring up, hold on one second. Let me see. I am going to bring up, hold on. That's the right one. Okay. Olivia and Dom both need help because they are both some work. Absolutely. Carolina seems to forget she is followed by cameras. Don't she think no one will find out? Tassie, I honestly think that that's overly produced. But like I said, we're gonna dive into it. Dominica is passionate from a good place. She's not viciously calling people out. She is seeing through people's BS. We kind of talked about this last week on both the live and the commitment ceremony that I did last Thursday and last Sunday. And the crazy thing about The whole thing is, yes, Dom call I'm gonna just call her Dom because I don't want to mispronounce it, whether it's Dominica or Dominica. Dom definitely calls people out, but at the same time, if you're going to call somebody out, you got to be okay with also taking it. And every time Jack brings something to her attention, she gets her feelings hurt so quickly. So it's one thing if you could dish out criticism, yeah, you also got to be able to take it too. Um Dom is passionate from a good place. Okay. Bonjour, Lockpot. Oh, okay. I think the producers are formulating storylines to some degree. I absolutely agree, Tassie. Absolutely agree because it doesn't make sense to create a cheating storyline if you're going to follow around with the cameras. Daniel, you got obviously he's on set somehow, even if he's not at the place where they're staying, where all the couples are. Cameras are still engaging, and in the way that he looks at the cameras, they're looking at the cameras when all this stuff that what they're doing. Skylar says she's not lying. I think Dom can take it. Really? Olivia just crossed a really disturbing line. Okay, so you think she can take criticism? From what we're seeing, it seems the otherwise. Hey, Shanice. Hey, hey, girl. Nurse mom, Dom seems to want to call out folks who are doing others wrong, like she's sticking up for them. Olivia is just being plain nasty. This whole Olivia act, because I know most of you guys, I've seen a ton of comments when I posted the this to that picture of Olivia, how they started Olivia off as this matronly, quiet girl who was insecure and timid in the beginning. And then all of a sudden, she's on screen being this nasty, vindictive person. It's just weird to me. So that's why I don't know if this is all an act for drama, because otherwise Jackson and Olivia didn't have anything going on this show until now. The last episode being uploaded today. It comes out tomorrow. Remember you guys, I'm in the US and Australia is 17 hours ahead of the time zone that I'm in. So more than likely, and David usually, I think he's in Australia, he usually pops into the live chat. But it's probably, I'm still on Saturday over here, and I know Australia being 17 hours ahead, they're probably already into Sunday. So their episodes are Sunday through Wednesday. So usually when the episodes are aired, it's about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning my time. So that's why usually you guys will get it from me on my channel at about 5:30, because it has to go through a certain process and everything. And then I usually upload it pretty much about 5:30, 6 o'clock, because I'm usually up that time of day anyway. Hopefully that wasn't too much of a long-winded answer. Yes, Tassie, I did post that side by side of Olivia. Good Olivia, what we saw at the beginning of, well, I would say the last 20 episodes. And then in the last 5 episodes, we got bad Olivia. Tracy said Jack told Dom 3 times he doesn't like it when she talks to the group about him and not to his face. And she gets mad at him when he tells her don't do that. Exactly. See, and that's the other thing. See, it's one thing if she call out good behavior on people. I mean, call out the bad behavior and the BS. But then she also talked trash about her husband like she did at Matt and Kate's wedding, and like she did at the retreat with the other women. That's insensitive to her own husband. You exactly right, Skylar. Mrs. JC, welcome. Welcome, Miss JC. I wish people would boycott the new TLC show that starts next week. It is recycling old cast members. I'm sick of it. Okay, what are you referring to? Because I know over what we're kind of discussing right now is married at first sight. So Skylar says the conversation that her husband overheard at the retreat, he's not supposed to hear it, let alone get pissed. She was having a conversation with her girlfriends. Okay, but then you need to go away. They had that retreat area is huge. So there was places to play tennis and do other stuff. There's a pool, there's a porch. She stood right there and had that whole conversation about her husband. Sometimes things need to stay in house. I mean, if you need to discuss that, you need to discuss that with him. And that's the thing. She never even discussed that with him first. You go and discuss it with the girls before you even talk to him. Oh, you are so welcome, Lakpa. You are so welcome. Hi, Vanessa. What's going on? Tassie says, I think they moved Dom from villain to the misunderstood when they brought out the evil in Olivia. You know what? I will say the acting that Olivia was doing was kind of over the top, which had me thinking, like, okay, is this produced stage? Because she started talking about how she hears her voice when she sleeps and all that old craziness. And I can't get her voice out of my head. And I'm like, it's never been that serious before in 20 episodes. Now all of a sudden you hear her voice. I don't know about that. It's just so weird to me. Exactly, he was hanging around the girls. Um, Jocelyn says a girl's conversation is not an excuse to talk trash about your husband. Absolutely, Jocelyn, I totally agree. If you got problems with your husband, you need to be talking to him. Talk to him. Don't run to these girls talking trash about him, and you haven't even brought it to him, the person who you're talking about first. I don't understand. Skylar says I don't understand what set Olivia off. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. She's been so quiet, so mild mannered, so, just basically behind the scenes because, most of the drama came from other cast members. And then all of a sudden, we got this Olivia. I don't get it. Her husband asked her to come to him with the problem first. Don doesn't have basic respect for Jack. And that's why I give Dom the side eye a little bit, because it's one thing if you call people out that's doing bad things, and kind of like how I said last week, you guys on the live is pull folks aside and talk to them. My thing is she just blatantly just speak out. What comes up comes out, and the fact that she's talking trash about her husband and him sexually. It was one thing at Matt and Kate's wedding to talk about, the whole bathroom situation and him leaving the toilet seat up and stuff like that. But now you talking below the belt about your husband and what's going on in your bedroom. Talk to him about that. And then the fact that he overheard it in the process, nah, that's not a good look. Um, I always had the gut feeling about Olivia that was something was off. I think Olivia is just showing her true colors. You think so? It just looked like over the top acting to me. It really does, because I don't know if you guys are aware. I've been following all of the cast members on Instagram, and right now they're doing a Red Cross, I think, donation type um campaign, and they had the cast members. Al was one of them, Jack was the other one, and of course Olivia did a video campaign as well, and she seemed totally different. So I don't know, if sometimes you got to wonder, because I try to look at this show objectively and also realize that this is entertainment. So, a lot of people have been dragging Olivia, and thank God, the producers tell, even though they can have their Instagram social media accounts open, they cannot have their comments open on their posts. So they can post things on their Instagram, but they cannot allow the comments to be open. People have been dragging Olivia all over social media for the past week, and I don't know if they paid her to be the villain, but it just seems so over the top. Some of the things that she was saying, and then she went into this whole crying fest when she had that whole scene with her husband Jackson. It was just too, I don't know, too weird to me. Um Skylar says, okay, let's see. Hold on, we got a bunch of comments. Um Tassie says all those snide remarks from Olivia made me suck. Oh, made me sick. I get what you're saying. As soon as Dom stood over her with a broken glass, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then she's making up lies and all of this. It's just crazy. It's not trash talking. Dom was venting out her frustration. I get it, Skylar, but she need to have that conversation with her husband. I mean, he knew nothing pretty much about how she felt. And I mean, talk to the experts. You have a sexual expert there. Talk to Alessandra on the side. Like, hey, because the women can't help you do anything. They could throw some suggestions of their feelings or whatever. But I mean, if you really want help with your relationship, Alessandra is the actual sex therapist expert on the show. Hey Rosemary, welcome. Jocelyn says maybe Olivia was desperate for airtime. That's possible too, because it's just her. Everything that's happening right now with Olivia is just way over the top. It doesn't make sense. Goody Two Shoes don't have the same draw as Bad Girl. However, she grossly misjudged how her husband would react. Yeah, but see, he's a little too calm. Most guys, if this was really legitimate, they ain't got time for this drama. So obviously he must know more than what's being portrayed, because yes, he getting on the cameras and said this is not what I want in a wife. Okay, most guys aren't going to deal with that type of drama, especially how she's acting and talking about passing the cyanide and all that old crazy stuff. It's like most guys would be like, okay, I need to get away from you and fast. Jackson was a little bit too calm. So that's why I pay attention to those things before I react to things, you know, um, because if I just took it at face value and reacted, I probably would like, oh my gosh, she's crazy. But just me paying attention to how the scenes are moving, how Jackson's response is. I mean, yeah, he said he didn't like it, but he wasn't like, oh, I'm done with this. This girl is crazy. If he had the same reaction as the fans did. Um, Rosemary says, I get that this experience involves some group interaction, but these individuals act as they are in high school age drama seeking teens. That's why I think a lot of this stuff is overly produced. That's why I don't buy into the whole Daniel and Carolina thing. From what I understand, if they're a good fit, and especially since Dion and Carolina wanted to leave anyway, which is what they should have let them do, which I honestly think production was like, no, let's just make it where you stay. We're going to keep Daniel. Our cameras and production team will follow Daniel on the side, and we're going to create a cheating scandal, because Carolina has not been into Dion from day one. And I know Dion is not a stupid man. He know this girl ain't into her. He comes from a very affluent background. He probably has met many women that come his way. So to have this one girl and he's begging pretty much for her attention, affection, or whatever, and she's clearly not giving it to him, and then he decided to stay, it just doesn't make sense. You know me, I try to break stuff down and see it as it is. Okay. So Skylar says this to him, even at the dinner party, she was just saying, so what, Jack leaves the toilet seat up. She was not being vicious. Yeah. To her it might not seem vicious, but you also got to consider the feelings of your partner. Because in my head, I could think saying something wasn't as bad, right? But to my partner, they might not like it. They might find it humiliating. I have to be cognizant of that. So if they tell me, hey, I didn't like that. That made me uncomfortable. I have to consider that. You have to consider your partner's feelings as well. They should drag her. She cannot be this angry and teaching children. Skylar, I honestly believe that it's not as what we think it is. Because a lot of people are now trying to come for her job. She shouldn't be around kids. And it's crazy that when you sign up to do these shows, whether producers are, making you do certain things and trying to change your storyline, it's one thing. But to put, if she's really like this and to put your job in jeopardy, yeah, that's not a good thing. She wasn't crying, no tears in sight, and that's true. Skylar says she did tell her husband, "I feel like I don't that you like you don't desire me," and that's fine. But that conversation needs to happen between the two of them, not putting it out to. I mean, in my opinion, I mean, I know women talk to other women about their relationships or whatever. I do get that. So, but I know for me, that's not something that I just want to put out there to, a group of women. Girl, he don't do this. Girl, he don't do that. That's not my thing. But again, like you say, Skylar, you talk to your girls. That is cool. Nurse mom says Olivia was telling though when she was talking to her husband, saying she was petty, hold grudges. She telling him how she'll act with him just a matter of time. Yeah, I want to see if you guys ever heard my recaps. One of the things that I've always said is I like to see the cast after the season. I want to see how you are off camera, away from production. I take what I see and we can talk about it and have a good time, but at the same time, I want to see who Olivia really is after these cameras are gone. After we're done with the season, which look like it's coming up pretty soon, guys, because we're episode 25 tomorrow. And from what I was told, it's 29 episodes in this season. So we're coming up on the end, and the big walkout scene is coming up too. Jocelyn says Dom bases way too much self worth on her sexiness. No one wants to feel as if they provide sex on demand. Ooh, that's interesting. Tracy says Dom high value in sex because of the lack of sex in her first marriage is the problem. Jack said in the beginning, sex is not high on his list of values. They need to meet in the middle, if they can. Now, I know with some people, if there's things that that you can't do or you're not into, or then, yeah, you might need to have that conversation. But yeah, if the two of them are able to meet in the middle, that's fine too. Um, Olivia says she cut a bridesmaid's dress and sent it back. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy when I heard that. Skylar says, Olivia, this girl seems to have a drinking problem. She drinks before the dinner party and way too much during the party. That's why I say if you are not that way sober, you be that way when you're drunk. And Skylar says again, Olivia is not an act. Yeah, well, so either she was acting in the beginning because she was the quiet, modest, matronly, low key person. We didn't get anything out of this couple for the first what 3 quarters of this season, and then all of a sudden, boom! This week we got this Olivia. So yeah, I don't know if someone tells or show you who they are, believe them. That's true, except if it's on reality TV. The only reason that I say that is because I do and I'm not going to say any names, but I do have conversations with cast members outside of these all a lot of the shows that I recap, and they're totally different. And I won't disclose the conversations, but what sometimes what we see is not as what they appear. So that's all I'll say on that. Um Something triggered Olivia. What is it we don't yet know? Yeah, we'll have to see. Olivia's pettiness and mean girl energy shows her immaturity. Yeah, so based on what we've been shown, if this is truly who she is, she definitely is going to need to get some help with that. Because if she's talking about cyanide at the table, if she's talking about cutting brides' dresses, if she's talking about, some of this other stuff when she making up lies about Domenica standing up over the table waving a glass at her. Yeah, that's a problem. If what she's presenting and what we're seeing, that's a problem. That is definitely a problem. Tracy says, "What if Olivia acts like that when she drinks? In the beginning of the season, she was not drinking as much." That's possible too. Sometimes people are one way sober and then a whole different way when drinking. You know, Drinking tends to, let people inhibitions and everything, out, and people get laid back. As they say, a drunk person speak a sober mind. So, if that's the case, yes. Skylar said that's what I'm saying, Tracy. She drink 2 to 3 drinks, getting ready for the dinner party, glass after glass at the wine. I mean, glass after glass of wine at the party. Yeah, so I'm hoping that she's not that way, but from what we're seeing, it's not a good look. Olivia is looking unhinged at this point, and the fact that, because remember when Olivia first came to the show before meeting the girls at the huddle, she was talking about her weight loss gain and how she still feel like she is a heavier person even though she has a smaller body now, and how she was bullied and she was timid. You guys remember that when they at the beginning of the season, when all of the women, I should say, all of the women huddled up for the meet and greet. So to go from there, if she's triggered by Dominica, then yeah, you got to go get healed. Anytime you're triggered, triggering usually is because there's an open wound somewhere that hasn't healed mentally. So if that's the case, she need to go and get that worked on. Jocelyn says you have to fork over a lot of money to want me to act like a psycho on TV. Social media is unforgiving, and as a teaching student, she's putting her employment at risk. Yeah, I mean, if they paid her to be the villain, absolutely. She I don't know if it's worth it. If they pay her to say you need to act like an unhinged psycho, and we're going to pay you the big bucks to do it just for drama, it's not real. Yeah, but social media is a different take. I just had a conversation with someone that was in a Facebook group of mine, and one of the things that we were talking about is, people are holding people to what they see. There are cast members from seasons 4 or 5 years ago, and like you say, Jocelyn, unforgiving, that are still paying the price for what they were seeing done on TV years ago. So unforgiving is the perfect word. A lot of this show is producers getting them play a character. Hi, True North Strong, welcome. And you are absolutely correct. I read on The Bachelor that the parties take 8 hours to shoot, which is why many contestants drink too much. It could be the same thing here. Tassie, you're correct. A lot of times these folks go, and we don't pay attention to that a lot. We see what we see in the hour or 2 hours, especially with Married at First Sight here in the US. We see what we see at the moment. But a lot of these folks have been filming for hours. Hours. Watch next episode where Wilco has an interview with Daniel from 2 years. Oh, really? I will do that. True North, is Wilco online, or is this a Instagram, or where can I find this? Because I would like to check it out. Drop it down below. Tassie said, I suspect similar schedule because they have a lot more episodes. BS, US version. Absolutely. Vanessa says, I don't think they paid her. I still think this is who Olivia really is and is coming out. It's possible. Hello again to you, True North. Welcome. Tassie says, Skylar, I think so too. Yes, absolutely. The girl who had her dress cut up by Olivia came out with an interview, but I haven't found it. Okay, True North, you and I are gonna have to connect because look like you got some tea over there. So, if you are on Instagram, my Instagram handle is right above. DM me or email me at romancereviewtv@gmail.com because look like you dropping some tea and let me know where I can find this stuff. Um, Vanessa says those glasses are not small. Yeah, so if she was drinking, that's a lot of alcohol. You're right. He's on YouTube. Okay, cool. Vanessa said that would be interesting. Yeah, I would like to, because you know what? If there is an interview of Olivia cutting up the dresses, I would most definitely do a recap of that on my channel. We can talk about it. Wilco is online. Type MAFS rehashed. Okay, thanks. True North, you said you got a lot of tea. Okay, please connect with me. Message me on IG, or you can email me at romancereviewtv@gmail.com. Because usually there are some folks in the chat who do not like spoilers. So I have no problem with them whatsoever. So if you want to send some stuff to me, absolutely. I don't. Okay. My email address again is Romance Review TV, just like it's spelled on my IG handle on the screen. It's at gmail.com. At gmail.com. I so appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yes, indeed. And then listen, guys, being that the season is almost over, any of the new tea that's coming out, I can do a live with you guys and we can talk about it. I'll put a notification on YouTube and we can, do a live chat about some stuff. But yeah, if the girl who cut up the dress came out, oh yeah, I would definitely like to find out about that one. Um, yeah, that's crazy. Okay, Skylar said prior to dinner, Olivia's drinks are strong drinks, brandy, then you add wine. I would understand Olivia's behavior if Dom called her out and Jackson out. It must be alcohol or something triggering her. Yeah, that's true. It could be. It absolutely could be. Tassie said a tea party. That, you know what? That's what I would call it. Thank you so much for that. You know what? I'll call it a tea party. So if all of the good stuff come out after the season, yeah, I'm going to compile a whole bunch of stuff. Whole bunch of stuff. True North said watch next episode has a lot of retrash YouTube, and Dom, Al, and Ella are regularly in his chat. Really? Okay. All right, I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check it out. I'm definitely gonna check it out. So yeah, you guys, this was a whole mess. Olivia looks like a whole mess. And if this is what she's really about and this is what's going on, she definitely needs some help. She definitely needs some help with that because you can't go around, talking about cyanide at the table. Somebody passed the cyanide? Really? Yeah, that's a little, as they say, OD. That's a little bit out of control. It's over the top. And I it's just so unfortunate because they were like the number one couple. And if they did pay her to be the villain, she just went from being top on this couple went from being top on the list to at the bottom real quick. And now Domenica is now looking like, I mean, even though there's a lot of support. I read the comments in my comment section. There is a ton of support for Domenica right now. Ton of support. Now you do have a few folks that's like, oh, she should sometimes be quiet, mind her own business, stay out of other people's lanes, things like that. But Domenica is definitely getting a ton of support this week. And then of course, Olivia and well, not Jackson per se, but Olivia is at the bottom now. True North. Oh, okay. So we already talked about that. Okay. What do you think that is there anything this week? So say for example, this coming week, because we still got about 4 or 5 episodes left, right? Do you guys think that there's any way to redeem herself? So what if they make an episode where Olivia comes to Dom and just apologizes for everything? I made a mistake, especially after the whole video comes out of Carolina and Daniel. Because a lot of people are saying that she's sticking up for Carolina, but what happens when Olivia finds out about Carolina hanging out with Daniel? You know what I'm saying? So would that be like a turning point to say, "Oh my God, I was mistaken. Let me apologize to Dom," and maybe they'll just kiss and make up. And I don't mean literally kiss, but the whole term. They'll just be cool with each other again. What would you think? Think that'll work? Tassie says, "I don't think Dom ever said or did anything with a lot of malice." Olivia, on the other hand, yeah, from what we're seeing or what's being portrayed, absolutely. Skylar said, "I just hope Jackson sees Olivia for what she is. She had no forgiveness in her. If I were Jackson, I would be concerned about that. How she moves past conflicts. She says she's petty. Therefore, yeah." She did say that. She said, "Oh, I can be real petty." And it was almost like she was trying to prove to folks that she was a bad girl because she was over the top talking about, "I can do this and I'm really this type of person. People think and I'm like, why do you have to, just like Alyssa trying to prove that she's a good person? We had Olivia trying to prove that she's an evil person. That didn't make sense to me. Oh my God. When Skylar says when they have misunderstandings, she will rehash these same issues over and over and they'll never get a resolution. Yeah, if this is who she is, then yeah, Jackson is going to seriously have some problems. You know, Jackson is definitely going to have some problems. Like Skylar said, will say if it quacks like a duck, etc. Absolutely. This behavior or Olivia is why I think she's single. Yep. However, I have seen some spoilers about these two, but I'm not going to say anything. So we'll have to see. I'm curious, like I said, you guys didn't, I put a question out there to you guys. Do you think there's any way this week in the last few episodes that Olivia can redeem herself with Dom? Is it where she sees that, she was wrong about Carolina and supporting her because of the whole, I'll put in quotations, cheating situation? Or would this be the end of it and this is who she is? Her being petty, yeah, Tassie. Okay, you're talking to Vanessa. Candace B. Hey Candace. I'm here for the spoilers. Oh, you are, huh? Well, follow me on Instagram. If you want spoilers, I will definitely let you know what I know. Hit me up in the DM. Tracy says, nope, I don't think she can. Okay, so you don't think she can redeem herself. You think it's pretty much done deal. Okay. Debbie said, I think they will stay together because she want to be the next Cam and Jules. Well, we'll definitely have to see. But like I said, if you want spoilers, you can always hit me up in the DM and I'll tell you what I know. Um, oh, you're welcome. You are so welcome. Yeah, my IG is above Romance Review TV. If you also, you guys, if you want to support the channel, my cash tag is there. And also, you guys, it's a ton of you in here now. Go ahead and hit that like button that you are enjoying this live. YouTube always pick up on with their algorithm to say, hey, these folks are liking the content. So let's continue to recommend it. So hit the like button. Tassie says, I suspect Olivia will back down when Carolina thing is exposed. Yeah, I'm wondering because if she goes out looking crazy, this is going to follow her for a very long time. And like you said, it could affect her job, right? So I'm wondering if, in fact, but still, even if she did apologize to Dom to say, you know what, I was wrong about Carolina. You were calling it out. I didn't see Carolina for who she was, blah, 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 blah. It still doesn't speak over the things that she was said about being petty, the cyanide thing, cutting up brides' dresses, that still is there, right? So, it's one thing for her to go back and forth with Dom, but you said other little crazy things off on the side. That still doesn't address that issue. Skylar said, yes, she can, but Olivia's pride will get in her way. She already thinks because the group didn't pick her side, Dom won, and she unintentionally messed up her marriage. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious to see. Maybe that might happen too. Maybe she'll just be too prideful to apologize. Tracy says, I think Olivia's being the mean girls that used to bully her when she was overweight, and that's terrible. Well, and I find that interesting because she yelled out to Dom about you become what happened to you. Remember? I think she said that at the retreat, something like that. What did you guys think about when Olivia said that she had the best mind blowing orgasm? I'll just say, because I don't know if YouTube pick up on certain words, so I have to watch it. But she had the mind blowing, passed out type of knowing that she was going to stick it to Dom because she knew Dom wasn't having a really good sex life with Jack. What did you guys think about that? Let's see. Yeah, sometimes the bully become bullies. Yes, that's true. Vanessa says, I don't think Olivia will apologize. Olivia's insecurities are showing. Yeah, we'll have to see. It's really sad. You're right. Olivia will do that non apology. I am sorry if you were offended. Yeah, that is a non apology, isn't it? She made the whole thing up. I don't have kids, but Olivia could be a teacher for my kids. Oh, okay. Skylar said it didn't happen. Yeah, so yeah, I just, that whole thing, I don't think it didn't happen either. The over mark. Yeah, I don't know if she had a mind-blowing sex session with Jackson. I think she did that just to stick it to Dom because Dom is not having a great sex session with Jack. I believe her sex life was great and she was, oh, you do believe her sex life was great and she's sticking to Dom as well. Oh, okay. So you think that that mind blowing, oh, happened, huh, Tracy? And the funny thing that came to my mind, I don't know if you remember this old movie when the girl on the plane was faking an O or acting like she was having one. And when I heard um Olivia say, "Oh my God, it was mind blowing. I blacked out, blah blah blah." I could hear some women was like, "Man, I'll have what she's having." I think that was crazy. Oh, okay. So you that was a typo, Debbie. She couldn't be a teacher for your kids. Got it. I thought that might been what you were saying. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was. She was definitely using that as a way to stick it to Dom. Most definitely. But I'm curious to see what's actually going to happen with these two this upcoming week because it's not over. And remember, we got the commitment ceremony tomorrow, right? So more than likely, the oh God, I'm gonna address that, Skylar. That's a hilarious. But more than likely, the experts are going to have a few harsh words for Olivia tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to see what they have to say about the dinner party because, yeah, not only is she going to get a wake up call from the whole Carolina thing, but she's going to get a wake up call from the experts too. Skylar, you are too funny. Jackson is no Andrew in the sheets. Oh, that is so funny. Believe Andrew can give a oh Jackson. Sorry, not so much. Oh my God. Oh, I love you guys. That is so funny. That is too funny. Well, hey, I guess we'll never know what's the truth, right? Because some people were saying when Andrew was on screen that he was just blowing smoke and he was just making stuff up. But hey, what you said, I believe Andrew could give an O. That is too funny, Skylar. But like you say, if what we're seeing is who she really is, Jackson need to consider that, especially long term. Because what happens if, something tips her off in the relationship and she could be, she could really go left in that relationship. Hey, Stephanie. Welcome, welcome. Hi from Geelong on Australia's Surf Coast. Oh, wow. So you're right there in the midst of everything. You are so welcome, and I am glad you're here, Stephanie. Jocelyn said Andrew is no Andrew, and she's bragging as much as he did. There is no way he could have the time to get good. Yeah, especially after being with 350 people. Yeah, that's crazy. I think Carolina was told by production she would get the Romeo Juliet edit at this ceremony. The whole group will see it. Really? That would be interesting. Oh, you over there dying laughing, Skylar. Me too. That is too funny about Andrew. Olivia and Jackson's are still True North. No spoilers in here. Now I know some people don't mind, but there's some folks that don't. Last time I dropped a spoiler a few weeks back, somebody was like, please, no spoilers. So you are so welcome, Stephanie. Thank you. I am so happy that you are here with us. We're having a good time over here. Rosemary says Carolina is happy. Olivia is making all the noise because it keeps the attention off of her. It sure does. That makes a lot of sense. Jocelyn says Andrew's tally in terms of number of partners, bed them and leave them before he can complain. Yeah, and you got to ask the 350 people, the percentage of them, how many of them got an O out of that. True North, yes, that was a spoiler. The season is not over yet. But that's okay. I know you're new here, girl. No worries. Um, Skylar says that was there you go. Carol Liar's plan. Okay, You know what? Let's talk about Carolina because I know we've been back and forth on that whole thing. We're gonna talk about Carolina. Um, Let me ask you guys because I've seen two sets of comments, right? I've seen the people that saying she's a horrible person, she's treating Dion bad, she's a liar, she's a cheat. There's also a subset of comments that are saying Dion know what this is. Carolina has been telling her she's not interested. She's been telling other people she's not interested. She said no and wanted to leave on commitment ceremony last week. Is she actually a liar? And is she a cheat? Because at this point, Dion knows he was about to leave. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think she is a liar and a cheat? Or do you think she's been straight up? I want to see what you guys say. Debbie says, I'm here for the spoilers too. I know, but look at what Jocelyn said. Please, no spoilers. See, so I got a mixed crowd in here. Got a mixed crowd. Tracy said, I think mind blowing to Olivia is a step above basic to the rest of us. Oh my God. Tracy, you are hilarious. Jocelyn says, yeah, no spoilers. I make it a point not reading the comments when watching the show. Okay, gotcha. Sandra, hey Sandra. Happy Saturday to you too. And I'm glad you're here once again. At Skylar, I can tell you to watch Wilco. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna check that out too. DI4JD, welcome back, girl. We were finishing up talking about the whole craziness between Olivia and Dom. And oh yeah, you're in Australia too. Tassie said if she's not interested, leave. That would be the respectful thing to do. Well, see, that's the thing. She did say leave, and then they got Dion to stay. And according to what we were talking about last week, if one of the people within a couple says stay, you gotta stay. Plus, they want that drama with Daniel. Vanessa says maybe not a liar and a cheat, but it's not classy when your husband is still here and you're on the show. If I was Dion, I would leave. That girl, how many times that girl got to tell you she don't want you? You guys are not interested in the same things. I mean, seriously, just not. Tracy said, I think both can be true. Carolina is giving a little more to make Dion think there might be something, but he can clearly see that she's not doing much. But the thing is, they're trying to build a friendship because that's what was being said. They're not even working on a relationship. They're just trying to build a friendship, and that's not even working. Um, Olivia's showing her true colors. Yeah, that's what we was talking about earlier. DI4JD. Jocelyn says, had the experts not allowed Jess and Dan to continue the experiment after cheating on their partners or shown the door, other participants would realize there are consequences. Absolutely. Skylar says, my feeling on Carol Liar, I think experts in the dark about the cheating, production choice. Interesting. This gives them deniability for telling both Dion and Carol Liar they have seen the couples turn things around. That's a good point, Skylar. Debbie says Carol Liar is a fraud. Although she has said that she's not interested in Dion, she could have waited till she left to get with Daniel, but production set it up so they would have the affair. Absolutely, Debbie, because they got to take some accountability for this too. Carolina does not have a dress that is in one piece. Honestly, Tassie, I thought her dresses were pretty cute, but that's just me. I know. I mean, everybody got their taste. She had on a couple of nice pieces this week, even though she was definitely a person of conversation this week. I did kind of like those dresses. Um, Di4JD, I feel sorry for Dion. He should have said leave. Dion knew from day one. I mean, he had hope, but then after they went on their honeymoon and she made that statement about people just only want to be with him because of his money, that's not something you want to hear. And if he didn't pay attention to that, and this girl is consistently going back and forth. She's disappearing acts. They're not even sharing an apartment together. What else information does Dion need? Um, the preview for Sunday. Oh, here we go. I don't want to miss anybody. Okay. Stephanie says Carolina is trying to make Dion look like an idiot, leading him on while she's looking after her own needs without concern for him. Well, the thing is that people only do what you allow them to. And Daniel, clearly he has to know, unless, because some people, what they'll do on the show, they'll get the good at it by sticking around saying, poor me and things like that. Men normally don't have to tolerate this. They don't. And especially, he comes from an affluent family. I really don't think that he has an issue finding someone. I mean, even if he took the money element and didn't want a person to, find out how much money he has or his family has, the thing is, I don't see too many guys tolerating that behavior. So, there's a lot of reasons for that sticking around. But yeah, I mean, if somebody is giving me that much flack, I'm not sticking around for the rest of it. Just me. But everybody's different. The preview for Sunday, experts heard saying what is going on. Yeah, because people walked out. I'm curious to find. I can't wait to see that. Carolina said last episode she is playing the role for Dion to think that she was trying. Yeah, but she said she was trying to build a friendship. They are cute. Kidding. I'm just jealous. Oh, girl. Tassie, you are too funny. They are cute. Jocelyn said, I doubt Carolina has been straight up with Dion. During their sit down with dinner, she said, well, I'm still here. Doesn't that mean something? Instead of telling him no chance. Yeah, just your body being in a room with your partner and you're not interacting, that is not trying. It's just not. I mean, my mirror is sitting there, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, you might as well just call yourself an inanimate object in a room if you're not actively participating. So yeah. If Carolina isn't careful, Olivia will chop up her dress. Oh my God, Stephanie, that's hilarious. You guys are too funny. Too funny. Dion should have allowed to change his answer to leave. Absolutely. I don't know why those experts tried to talk him. I mean, if Carolina on commitment day says, I want out, I want to leave, I want no parts of this. And then he changes his answer to say leave. And then the experts say, well, you did say stay at first. Maybe you ought to try. And it's like, oh, geez. And then he decided to stay, which means Carolina stayed, even though they end up staying in two separate apartments. I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy. Yes, Tassie and Skylar, we got to give Stephanie the comment of the day. That is too funny. Tell it to Kate, being around Matt is not trying in her marriage too. That's another one, you know. I mean, we're gonna talk about Kate because we really, we got a little bit of the other couples this week. Um, yeah, Kate thinks she's trying by sitting there. Yeah, Kate. Oh my God. And Matt, he's a charming, warm-hearted guy. He's overly friendly. He look like he could be a comedian sometimes. I don't see why she don't like the guy, but hey, it's not It's, hey, that's just me. That's not Kate. So, um, I was in the same room my refrigerator repair got early. Am I married to him? Exactly, Tassie. Just because you're there, a body in a room, doesn't mean that you're trying. That's a good one, Tass. Kimberly Rivers. Hello, Kim. How are you? Welcome. Carolina's going to act like that running request was her trying, knowing he was going to say no. I just wish they had to let them go. But they want this doggone cheating edit so bad to create drama. Ugh. Jess walked out. Why has Carolina not walked out? Because Daniel is also on screen. That's the problem with this. They want that drama. They know that Daniel and Carolina have a connection, and they probably would do fine off screen, but it creates more drama for the season if they keep them both on screen. Oh my God, Kate, seriously, join a convent. Jocelyn, you are hilarious. A convent? Are you saying she'll be better as a nun? Debbie said the experts wouldn't let Dion change his card to leave because it would have messed up their. Exactly. It's about ratings. You are so right. That's what I was just saying. I'm sorry Matt was getting wasted and walking into Ella's. Now, yeah, that we listen, guys, we're going to talk about each one of these couples because then we'll be all over the place. So, yeah, I got to say, these two should have went home. They shouldn't have stayed. Carolina doesn't want to be there. She wants to be with Daniel. Let Dion move on with his life and just keep it moving. But since we're talking about Matt and Kate, let's talk about Matt and Kate. So it seemed, it seemed like this week that Kate was, I don't know what she was trying to do, but in her head, she thought that she was giving a little bit because she even said, I found out that he is really a nice guy. Do you think that she's still truly interested in Matt? What do you think? Okay, let's see. I think you get more warmth being in a relationship with a refrigerator more than with. Oh my God. Stephanie, you are a live wire tonight. Next episode, Daniel be on the couch. That would be interesting, Skylar. Ooh, that would blow the whole thing up. Debbie says Jessica had a potential lawsuit. That's why they let her go. Oh yeah, because of the first groom. Because of all of the comments he said on social media that was offensive. True North said, "Hey, Common, don't we all want the drama and the mess? There's more, the better." Yeah, but a lot of people, True North, take this stuff seriously, so much so that they like to, drag the cast members. Guys, quickly, apparently, and I did a video on, because I know we talked about Love Is Blind earlier this week with Shake. It has gotten so bad with Shake that they are attacking his mother. That's how bad social media. I think one of you guys say how social media is really unforgiving. They're attacking his mother. That's why, it's got to be some type of boundary between what you see on TV and going after these people on social media. It's crazy. Jocelyn says, "Oh, wait a minute. I can't blame Matt for getting wasted if he have to live with Kate. Girl, you so crazy." Yeah, that was the other thing that happened this week. He had to apologize for everybody because he got drunk and was running around the building or something. And, yeah. So, yes, Skylar, Jessica was married twice on the show. We didn't get to see the first husband because he was on social media with some offensive comments, and so it got back to production and they had to instantly remove him. And then of course what happened with this whole thing with Daniel. I have a feeling from watching the trailers, and I think the show clips of the cheating, and that's what's triggering the walkout. This is not a spoiler. I have no clue. Okay, that's just your thoughts. Okay, cool. That's possible. Tassie said Kate thought she really had warmed up. Didn't last, though. No, it didn't. She was never interested in Matt. Now she has a good reason to be out the door. Absolutely. DI4J say, no, I don't think she have any feelings for Matt. I don't think so either. Why did she come on the show? I don't think she would have had feelings for anybody. She claimed that she's never been with had a boyfriend, never been in a relationship. She have had sex with people, but nobody called her a girlfriend. Yeah, that's crazy. Matt and Kate are funny to watch. Yeah, Matt is hilarious. I like when he throw in a joke here or there. Kate, on the other hand, I called her the last couple of weeks the Ice Queen. Um, let's see. These comments. Okay. Kate thought she had really warmed up, didn't last. She never had reason out the door. Matt and Kate is funny. Okay. I rarely drink alcohol. Is about the only thing that makes Kate and a few out. Oh, so you need some alcohol to watch Kate, huh? That's funny, Jocelyn. This is TV. People take it so seriously. Highly produced show, and they are playing characters. Absolutely. That's why, like I said earlier, I won't mention no names or no shows, but I do have conversations with cast members, and it's not like what it seems. That's all I'm gonna say. Kate is lazy. She doesn't want to do work, and relationships take work. Absolutely. Skylar says, I believe Kate when she says she has not been in a relationship. She can't even type. Yeah, she don't even know what type of guy she wants. Tassie said, the producers must be really bummed when boring people like Kate come to the show. Yeah, but the problem is because she's so cold, a lot of people are not liking that. And with being that he's so warm, they're like polar opposites. So it's kind of giving them a little drama. Kate has no idea how to treat her partner. No, she doesn't. She don't even, it's like she don't even want this man to get close to her. I mean, she was like at the pool, should I give you a hug or do you want a hug? And he was like, sure. And of course, her giving him that hug is giving him all the faith in the world that this is going to work. And I'm like, Matt, she's just breadcrumbing you. That's all she's doing. Um, Seems like the last three couples were a waste of time. Yeah. I mean, they brought those last three couples and all three of them bombed out. Kate's face is like when people first get Botox and her face doesn't move. I agree with the Ice Queen. It's not even just her face, her body language. She sits off like she's frozen in time or she's scared to move or don't know how, like she's awkward in social settings. I don't know if this is, like I say, I don't know, but it just seemed like she's really awkward in social settings. If Kate displays as much enthusiasm during sex as she's shown on the show, not much wonder why people not coming back for seconds. Yeah. If you are a limp fish in bed and cold, yeah, not too many guys are going to come back for that. Absolutely. Um, I don't think that Kate is boring. It's all hilarious. Matt is, it's like the Notebook classic. Yeah, Matt in that Notebook, he's a rom-com kind of guy. He would be a good catch for girls who are, looking for that sweet guy who will watch a rom-com with them. Oh, absolutely. Matt was so Tassie, he was over the moon about that hug. Yes, he was. Um, hey Williams, William Scott. Okay, I don't know what that is. Hopefully you're here for a conversation and not dropping bad links because you will be blocked. They always make the older couple socially awkward. Cold individuals will never work. Absolutely, it won't. Not especially not in a marriage. Matt is like a puppy when Kate shows him any attention. I know she gives him just a little bit or an ounce of attention, and he is just over the moon. Kate has some inner unresolved turmoil that's being projected on the mat. Exactly. She need to go and figure out why she's not connecting with guys. You're what, almost 40 years old, and you have never been in a relationship. They sleep with you, but you've never been in a relationship. Something's going on there. She needs to analyze that. True North said Matt is, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Jocelyn says Matt is the other crazy, way too needy and desperate. Really? Okay. That's what you think. Okay. Matt is clueless and it's my favorite thing to watch. I mean, he is just so happy go lucky and just like, yeah. Kate's twins seem normal. She does, doesn't she? And I don't think they're roommates. So I don't even think she's married either. Kate is an identical twin. Often there's a twin who's really engaging and does the talking. The other one is happy in the background. Maybe Kate never learned how to connect with her own. Yeah, they should switch Kate with her twin. That would be interesting. What if they would have matched Matt and Holly? They would have been great together. You think so? Probably so, because any insecurities that Holly would have had, Matt would have put them to ease. Plus, I think Matt want children, and Holly definitely wanted a kid like now. She wanted a kid like now. So, um, yeah, I honestly believe that that could have worked. True North said, "I'm identical twin. I have to agree." Yeah, usually that happens with twins. If you're familiar with Tia and Tamara, if you ever watched that show called Sister Sister, Tamara is the more reserved one, and Tia is the more bubblier one. If you watch HGTV and the two twins that are real estate investors, Jonathan and Drew, yeah, one of them is real laid back, and I think Jonathan is the one that is really more outgoing and outspoken. So it's almost like the identical twins got, one has the more quieter personality and one is the more outgoing. So I have seen that. Matt is grown up version of Al. You are right, because remember Matt did a shoey, and that definitely turned Kate off even more than what she was. Matt as a and Holly as a super couple, yeah. Maybe he need to go track down Holly and see where she's at. Anyone feel the experts mismatch couple? Oh, of course. They do that over on the US side too. Jocelyn, they purposely do that because if you have incompatible people, there's some drama that's gonna come from that. True says my twin sister is more outgoing. I'm the introverted one, but not at Kate's level. Okay, then that makes sense. But yeah, I wish they had put Kate with someone else because I just hate that and he seems to be taking it in stride. He's not getting upset like Dion, you know. But yeah, I wish they would have put Matt with somebody else. Now I am so disappointed with this one. I mean, it looked like Sam has completely checked out. And Al has been doing everything. Oh my God, poor Al. Al has been doing everything to try to please this girl. And at first, Sam had an issue about him not knowing when to be affectionate with her. Well, Sam, when he tries, you put up a wall. So they got past that. And then they finally had sex. Then she met with her parents, and because he didn't answer the 5-year question right and his hobbies about video games, now she completely turned off. So much so that she said leave on decision day, on commitment ceremony. And Al was shocked. And then she turned around and said, "What do you mean you shocked?" Of course he is. That man adores her. Adores her. True North says Al is a gift. He's probably my favorite. I feel so sorry for him. They totally screwed the pooch on that match. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Now that you can say, I can see Matt being the mature version of Al. Yeah, because of the whole the whole Chewy thing. I reckon it'd be great if they sent all the lead couples to another place so they can connect with each other. Spinoff. That would be good, Stephanie. Tassie said, I told the Uber Eat guys that I was on a live stream about Married at First Sight. He loves the show 64-year-old grandfather. Listen, Tassie, come tell him to come over to YouTube and check us out. We'll love to have him. DI4JD says Sam and Al were never going to work. Age shouldn't matter, but he's a young 25 and she's an old 27. Yeah, there's a maturity issue here, but he was willing to try though. Because remember what he said when he got with the guys? He says nice to, you know, be all grown up, but then he likes when he can let loose and be the Al that he usually is. So, yeah, until he got all of that silliness out of his system, I don't know if, Samantha's going to really be able to work with that. Sam acts like they have such a big age difference. It's only 2 years. Exactly. It's only 24 months. What exactly is Al doing? He's still the same juvenile teenager that came into the. You think so? You don't think he's made any improvements, Debbie? But Al not acting like a boy. He's acting like a frat boy. Do you, Skylar and Debbie, do you think that he is trying, though, from what we see? I think Sam really cares about Al and she doesn't want to hurt him. That's why she's not going to the end with him. Well, you know what? That's a good point. Maybe she needs to cut his losses so she won't let his feelings get further. That makes sense. Um, Hotel DAFS, a divorced at first sight would be amazing. Oh my God, Tracy, that's funny. That would be good. Al is gorgeous. He'll be fine. Oh yeah. Once Sam cut him loose, he's gonna have so many women in his DMs. Al should probably date younger. That's true. Probably so. He's 25, maybe this was filmed in 2021, so he'll probably be 26 this year. So yeah, maybe somebody like 23, 24. Tassie said, I did give him your channel name, etc. He wants to marry the girl who broke the glass. Oh my God. Tassie, are you serious? The Uber Eats guy wants to marry Olivia? Wow. Oh no. Dom. He wants to marry Domenica. Oh my goodness. By the way, Tassie, what you order? You should have ordered for everybody. We'll have a whole party over here. What you get? Anything good? True North said Al is simple. I think he's really just clueless and has maturity of a 16-year-old. Yeah, a lot of it had to do with his mom though. Because mommy dearest did everything for him. Basic life skills, he had no idea what that was. Sorry, Al has changed because he learned how to do the laundry. Oh my God, you so funny. Well, that's part of basic life skills. That's one of the things like trying to learn how to cook and feed yourself, doing the laundry, doing things for yourself. One of the things I taught my kids at a very young age. So when they got to adulthood, they'll know how to do that stuff. Al is not growing. Okay. Yep. Stephanie says Sam would probably also need an older guy herself. Yeah. She is now I know he works as an investor or carpenter, and Sam works for a corporation. I think she's a director or something. So yeah, they're on two different wavelengths actually. Um I ordered Swiss Chalet. The Canadians know what that is. What is that? I want to know what that is. Kind of break it down and let me know what that is. Sounds interesting. The other husbands are just not rubbing off on him. If he was showing signs of growth, Sam would give him a real chance. Yeah, it's so unfortunate. I'm sorry, guys. I'm eating a blueberry. I apologize. Um, Yeah, it's just so unfortunate. I feel bad for the guy, actually. I really do. I think it's more than just basic life skills. He really is adorably out of touch. My 12-year old nephew is more self-aware than he is. Yeah. A lot of that comes from, teaching your kids about how to learn about themselves. Kim says, "Do you think they will both say no on a commitment ceremony?" I know at least she will, more than likely, because remember at the retreat, he did this little poem for her and gave her a rose, and she did not look impressed. Um, Tassie, ooh, rotisserie chicken, fresh cut fries, and a dipping sauce. Ooh, that sounds good. I love roast chicken. Listen, Tassie, we might have to boot you because you didn't order enough for everybody. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I can smell it way down here because you're in Canada. I'm down in the US, so I can smell it way down here. Or maybe it's one of my neighbors. But whatever it is, smells good. Um, Debbie says, "Don't feel bad for Al. He'll be sweat." Yeah, he's not gonna have a problem because once Sam is done with him, the women is gonna be sliding into his DMs. Hey there, doll. Okay, Miss Jamavish ish doll. Okay, I hope I pronounced that correctly. But welcome, 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 welcome. Jocelyn, okay, yeah. You like your roasted chicken with fries and sauce. You prefer St. Hubert. It's the same, but much with a better sauce. Oh my gosh. Y'all getting me hungry over here. And we're halfway through this live. So come on now. I'm trying to hang in there with the blueberries I have. His poem was immature. Yeah, I can tell by Samantha's face, Skylar, that she was not feeling it. She thought it was cute, but it didn't make any headway with her. I'm just messing with you, Tassie. Enjoy your food. I had a gift card, didn't have enough for everyone. Girl, enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Di4J Media in Australia was saying that UK reality shows are dying to offer Al and parts of upcoming shows. Really? You know what Al would have been good on, and I think we kind of touched on this last week, is Love Island. He would have been great for Love Island. Sam, a nice guy, but too immature. Yep, Natasha. Yeah, they're not at the same maturity level at all. His poem rhyme, yeah, it was cute. It was definitely a cute poem, but it didn't go that far with with Sam. Sam is being kind regarding the poem. She's a class act. Yeah, she could have just blew him off and say, "Really? This is what you're doing?" She was definitely kind to him. So, I think tomorrow um they're probably going to say no. I don't see Sam sticking this out tomorrow at the commitment ceremony. I worked there when I was 18, couldn't eat it for like 20 years. That smell would never leave my head. I started eating again in 5 years. It's so good. Don't you hate that? You eat something, it's like, I'll never eat that again. And then years go around and your whole, like, man, this is actually really good. Let me start eating it. I totally get where you're coming from. Don't be surprised if he is on Love Island. He would most definitely be on Love Island. Most definitely. No, I don't think so. She was here last week. She was saying hello. Miss Jam. Debbie, his pen sealed the deal for her the right to leave. Yep. Yeah, if I was Al and Sam is checked out, she was checked out at the retreat as well. Al should be like, you know what, you ready to leave? I'm ready to leave too. Let's just go home. Go our separate ways. Al's poem reminded me of something my son wrote in third grade. Yeah, that's why Sam did not really. it didn't really go anywhere with her because she thought it was cute, but that's about it, just cute. What about this Sunday when Daniel joins the couch? Spice for life, welcome. So Daniel is joining the couch? I did not know that. I didn't know how this whole thing was going to happen. Maybe that's why they're walking out. Do you know a little bit more than what we know over here, Spice for Life? If so, like I told some of my other folks here, drop me a message in my DMs on Instagram. I want to know more. Natasha says, I'm waiting for the trouble. Oh, wait a minute. DI4JD says trouble. Al will probably write stay. Yeah, which means that he had to stick it out for the last week because I think they only got about 4 episodes left. Al needs a life coach. Yeah, probably so. I'm waiting. Natasha said, I'm waiting for olive oil, aka Olivia. Oh my God, to get checked. Oh, yeah, I'm looking to see what the experts are going to have to say about Olivia. This is why he tried to turn things on Sam. What are you talking about, Skylar? This is why he tried to turn things on Sam? Let me know what you mean by that. Tassie said, okay, sorry, I thought I would alert you just in case. Oh, okay. My autocorrect is multitasking, defeating me. Girl, I hate autocorrect sometimes. Mary, where have you been? Miss Bouchard, where have you been? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know you probably had stuff to do. It's Saturday, or depending on if you're in Australia, it's Sunday. So I know on the weekends people got stuff to do, but welcome. I just spilled sauce on my phone. Girl, take your time. We want you here, but we don't want you to spill your food. Debbie said that pointy head in the preview clip has to be Daniel. Pointy head, girl, you crazy. Tracy said, I thought it was a video that they watched, but if Daniel shows up, I'll be on the floor. Yeah, I listen, as soon as I can get it, you guys are going to get it. I can't wait to see it. Oh, Spice for Life said he is coming in on Sunday. Okay. All right. You can see the back of Daniel's head on the trailer. Oh yeah, this is going to be crazy. The ad for Sunday night showed the back of head of Carolina and shirt color of the guy that gave it away is Dan. Gotcha. Blindsided. Now, I'm wondering if the two of them walk in together. That would be interesting. Yeah, Debbie, Tassie is over there struggling with that rotisserie chicken. Um, oh, girl, Mary, no problem. Listen, I'm just glad you're here. True North said, if Daddy is on the couch, I would be so stoked. Oh my God, it would be crazy with Dion sitting there. And then Daniel and Carolina walked in holding hands together. That the whole place will be about to explode. Explode. The fact that Al can't have a serious conversation, yeah. I mean, Stephanie said it's 10 a.m. Sunday morning here. This is like my Sunday morning service. Oh, okay. All right now, girl. Yeah, well, listen, it's only 5:30. I'm still stuck in Saturday afternoon over here. So you're a day ahead of me. RRTV, did you check on couch potato? What are you talking about? Couch potato. Oh, girl. Are you talking about what we was talking about last week? You are so funny. I licked off the salt. Girl, you are so silly. True North, you must watch the Wilco. No, I mean, oh no. Girl, I've been so busy this week because I had we did the Love is Blind, and then I had Married at First Sight US, Married at First Sight AU, and then I finally took a break. I should have watched it yesterday because I took an off day, and then I did a video this morning about Temptation Island season 4 and introduced those couples. That starts next week on the 16th. So I'll get a chance to actually take them. You know what? When I get off the live, I don't have a lot going on later on tonight, so I'll check it out. Thanks for the reminder. Kim says this is my first time watching in real time. How much longer will this season be airing? Um from what I understand, it's a total of 29 episodes, and tomorrow is episode 25. Debbie says the couch potato channel is good with the spoilers. Okay, so I'm gonna go over there when we're done here. I'm gonna check out some stuff. She has interviews from cast members from radio station in Australia. Okay, cool. You know what I would love to do is see if I can get a chance to interview one of them on my channel. That would be great. I know you guys would enjoy that. So maybe I might have to slide into some DMs myself and see if I can have a conversation. The only thing is it'd be trying to coordinate the time zones, but that would be cool. True North says, "Oh, you're talking to DI4JD. I plug his channel. I've been watching since his first. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I gotta check it out. I think it's the first time anyone told Al that his behavior is inappropriate. Of course, he probably hangs around people just like him, so they don't see anything wrong with the behavior. But now he's in a setting where that's not the case. He's like, it's like a wake up call. That would make sense. I figure production told Carolina that they would give her and Daniel a good edit, but production didn't tell the other cast. Ooh, that's going to be messy, Tracy. Messy, messy, messy. All right quick, because we also got to move into Married at First Sight US. So we got a couple more couples that we got to kind of chatter about. These two are on the outs. I don't see anything going anywhere with Brent and Tamara. Tamara, the moment that he gave her that, I think it was some flowers or something or a gift, and said to Mrs. Vitiello, she now realized that she's married and she is now checked out. I'm like, Tamara, what did you sign up for? You knew this man has been with you for the last 10 weeks. You supposed to be in a marriage with him. And the moment he called you by his last name as Mrs., you lose your mind. That's crazy. Okay, so Wilco, let's see. Wilco has a great interview with Daniel, and he talked way too much. I didn't like him after watching. Wow. Okay, I gotta check that out. So Wilco has a bunch of nicknames for the cast experts like Carolina, Daddy is Danny. One of the experts is two pence, and Olivia is Olivia. Oh my goodness. Get Dom on your show. That would be crazy. You know what? I should slide into her DMs, but I don't know if they have to go through the show, cuz some shows you have to go through your production team and they'll line up the interviews, and then some shows like Ready to Love, you can contact them directly and set up something. So I have to see how I could work out the kinks with that, but I would love to get Dom on this show just to hear what she had to say. They seem to have hit a wall. Yes, they have. Tamara was triggered by that car with his last name. Yeah, that was weird. It was weird because it doesn't make any sense. You were married. What? Tamara needs to be on Love Island too. You think so? I couldn't see her on Love Island. I don't know. 2 shillings, not 2 pence. Okay, gotcha. Stephanie says Oz to US time zones are actually quite easy to work with. Right now it's 10:34. Yeah, that's a good point. So if it's morning time and just say one of the cast members are available, that would be 5:30 my time the previous day. So that makes sense. Okay, cool. You should do it. I'm sure they'll love to chat with you. You the bomb. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know what? I think I am going to slide in her DMs and say, hey, once the season is over, hey, I'm in the US. I know you like to talk to the folks in Australia, but we like to see what you got to say over here. So I think I might just do that. Danny rubbed me the wrong way when he was okay with Olivia. Yeah, interesting. Tammy has no communication skills. Tamara. Yeah, she doesn't. And then she turns around and get into these arguments when she tries to flip it on him and make him look like the bad guy. Yeah. There is a strong rumor about another wife swap before the season ends. Have you heard about it? Yes, Highlander. How you doing? Welcome. I would love to get those gorgeous flowers. Those flowers was beautiful, especially even the ones that Dion gave to Carolina. True North says I couldn't stand Olivia, but I think he gave me some perspective. I mean, she isn't an angel, but maybe she's playing a role for the cams. That's what I was saying at the beginning of this show. Something about that makes me think because it's just over the top, you know. So Olivia shows signs of serious problems. Yeah, we talked about that at the beginning of the show, but it's kind of fine line on whether she's acting because remember, a lot of people said Holly was an actor too or actress. They said Holly is an actress too. So, another scandal, pray tell. Yeah, I saw some stuff. I got some emails about possible swaps, and somebody slid into my DMs with that information. So I kind of know what you're talking about outside of Daniel and Carolina. So pretty darn interesting. Um, and if that swap happened, I would actually like that new couple, if it's true, to also talk to them as well on my show, on my channel. Whoever does the flowers for the show deserves an award. Yeah, they do. Even the venues that they picked. Dom stood up for him, and Olivia is just using Carol Liar to go after who she thinks is the queen bee. Yeah, that whole thing was just crazy. I feel sorry for Brent. I think he is an attractive guy. Dominica also wants attraction as well. Dominica is also an attraction. Oh yeah, meaning that she's something to watch. Absolutely. Yes, there are 5 actors they mentioned, but Olivia wasn't one of them. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I gotta go check out those 2 channels because obviously they're dropping some gems over there. True North is Team Dom and was so disgusted about Olivia, and what Daddy said made me chill a bit. Okay. Yeah, I gotta check that out. Still trying to wrap my head around Daniel edit, not having issues cheating behind Dion's back. If Carolina would cheat on you, she'll cheat on him too. Yeah, that's usually how they say how you start out is usually how you end, right? So, yeah, but I don't think Brent and Tamara is going anywhere whatsoever. Um, she's done. She's checked out. She got a wake up call with that card with his name on it, and she was pretty much over it. Now, this couple had a bigger edit the week or so ago, but now Mitch is all into the process now, and he's not fighting production, and he wants to see the process through. Yeah, so the only thing we got with them this week is pretty much Ella sticking up for Dominica. Ella was the only girl, or only woman, I should say, at that retreat that stuck up for Dom. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about the other women not saying anything? Because every time Olivia said, "Oh, she was waving that glass at me and she could have cut me and all this other stuff," Ella spoke up and said, "No, no, no, that's not what happened. You're doing too much." Yeah, Ella. Yeah. Okay. Wait a minute. We got some comments. I'm so excited for the next episode. Don't know if I can sleep tonight. Listen, that episode comes in over here first thing early in the morning. And usually I'm up watching and getting it ready for the channel at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning sometimes. So believe me, the moment I get it, you will get it. Um, Ella is good friends with Dom, and Ella is the good friend Dom needs. Yeah, she stuck up for Dom. Ella was a good ally to Dom. That is correct. North saying to Debbie, I think I will too. I totally get what you're saying, though. I just think you need a bit of perspective, but I think it took too seriously. Y'all have a whole nother conversation going on, so. The other women were chicken. Ella knows that Dom spoke up for her and she wasn't going to let Olivia lie about what happened. Yeah, nobody said anything about what really happened when the girls were together, except for Ella. There's a time. Oh, that's right. There is a time change tonight here. We lose an hour, so spring forward. Yeah, you guys, I don't know if that applies to every country, but I know here in the US we go forward an hour. So that makes night quicker. Quicker. After the talk with her parents, Ella became more bolder and real. Yeah, she became a little bit more outspoken and pretty much stood up for herself, and Mitch backed down. Mitch pretty much just decided to lean into the process and not be so, rigid about, calling the cast members idiots, saying that the show is toxic, so I don't think they like Dom always giving their opinion. I will say Dom has laid into a lot of the couple's relationships. So I could see where you would be coming with that, Kimberly. Steph says, I think Mitch is on the show for modeling or TV work. I bet he's trying to get a gig as a TV financial advisor type. Ella's good people. Mitch is punching above his weight on the mentality side. Okay. Yeah, I do know he's a financial advisor. Um, and look like I mean, I could see him being a model too, so that's possible. I don't think they like dumb, always give an opinion. If you have been posting the eps to use if you have been posting the eps on YouTube, thank you. Yes, I have. And guys, I can only just to let you know because of copyright issues, I can only leave the episode up under 24 hours. So I don't know if you guys may notice that, hey, I'll have the episode up and by almost the same time the next day it's gone. That's why. Now, do I still have the files for each of the episodes? I absolutely do. So I have them saved on my computer. Um, 1 through 24 I have. They're small files, so they don't take up a lot of space. So even though I cannot leave them up longer than 24 hours on my channel, I still do have a copy of them. So just to let you know. Um, Time change affects only the US, so we'll see this. Oh, okay. So it only affects us. Okay, well that's good to know. I didn't know that, Highlander. Thank you. Wait a minute. So I get absorbed. Is crazy good. Yes, Al and Tamara. Oh, Skylar. 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 We don't know. I didn't hear that one, but we'll have to see. Um, Jocelyn, either the other women are afraid to challenge Olivia or they don't like Domenica and are willing to speak up. It's one of those two things, Jocelyn. It's my favorite part of the year. Listen, when does Married at First Sight UK come out? Let me know because I would love, love, love to do that one as well. I missed it for 2021. Let me know when it's coming out for 2022. Natasha says the others were yes and agreeing with Ella. Okay, so even though they didn't speak up, they did agree with her. Okay, got you. I like how Dom sits back and listens before she pounces. Sometimes. Sometimes she just say whatever. Um, I don't think Carolina cheated, or what? I don't think Carolina was cheated on. I think she did the cheating. Okay. Natasha, and I'm the only reason why I'm not because y'all dropping comments and I'm trying to get everybody in. Natasha Crawford said it's between 10 and 12 over here in England. Oh, you're in England. Okay, great. Oh my God. I love you guys. You guys are all over the globe. I appreciate you so much for supporting the channel. It's between 10 and 12. Okay, cool. True North TV, good. Okay, good, good, good. I'm glad you enjoying the videos, and yes, I do have them. Arizona doesn't change time. Okay, that's what I heard. I thought it was one state that doesn't. Hey, Rebel, where you been? Um, Jocelyn, I work for a financial advisor. You need to have personality and a bit of an extrovert to get clients. Okay, gotcha. England going forward into the month. Okay. Mitch has neither. Oh, wow. Carolina said her ex cheated on her. Oh, okay. Yeah, because somebody just said they think she was the cheater, but you're saying that actually she was cheated on. All right. Debbie said, I saw some of Mitch's modeling pics and it looked like J.C. Penney catalog. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, please do True North. If you find out when that is for Married at First Sight UK, please, 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 pretty please let me know. The UK one is crazy. It starts in April. Oh my God, great. Anybody know what channel that usually comes on? Because I know Nine Now has the Australia version. Let me know if you guys know what channel the UK version usually come on, so I can try to do some digging and connect. Dom is taking the spotlight, so I think everyone is jealous of her. That's possible, Highlander. Married at First Sight UK was just as good as AU. Really? Okay, cool. I'm looking forward to it. Canada it goes forward. Yes, okay. I'll try for sure. Dr. Pepper was on one of the earliest seasons of Married at First Sight UK. Okay. It's on ITV and in August. Okay, great. Okay, good. Keep me posted because I definitely want to know when that happens because I am looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it. But speaking of Ella, it seems like they may say whatever on decision on commitment ceremony. They're probably going to say yes, but the question is, are they going to stay together long term? Then we have these two, Cody and Selena. We didn't get a lot this week, just the fact that they were trying to continue to connect with each other. Thanks, Tassie. I appreciate it. Let me know the channel. Olivia just started. Olivia forgot how she inserted herself up in Holly's marriage. Yeah, she did that. She did do that to Holly. She definitely did what she's accusing Dom of doing. I honestly think that when it comes to Cody and Selena, I don't think they're going to work. I think Cody is just sticking around just to make sure he can clean up his edit because of everything that was in the beginning about her look, her race. And then he slept with her. And then next thing you know, he was cold at the dinner party of last week, not this past dinner party, but the week before, saying that he has no empathy and that he's cold. Yeah, I don't see. She seems like she adores Cody. I honestly don't see it. He's definitely saving face. Definitely hate. I mean, definitely saving face. Selena is so bubbly, a nice change. She is, but I just think she's matched with the wrong guy. Selena deserves better. Yes, these two are hard to watch. Cringe, absolutely. UK is crazy. I can't wait to check that out, Skylar. I agree. Cody is just damage controlling. Yes, he is. He's just trying to make sure he comes out of here on easy street because how he was looking earlier in the season, it was not a good look. Not a good look at all. So I don't think these two are going anywhere. I think once everything is over, there'll be Splitsville. I mean, it will give her great pub for her hair care business. But she has a salon. So she'll probably get, excuse me, a lot of notoriety, from being on the show for that. Now, she's another one I could see on Love Island. I could definitely see her on Love Island. Selena and Dion, much better. You think so? Oh no. I'm not buying the nice act. Cody can't be trusted. I would have loved Selena and Anthony together. You mean Selene, the other Selene, or Selena? Is that a typo? Yeah, if you're talking about Selena, she would have probably definitely been good for Anthony. I agree about Cody, his big problems. Absolutely. When somebody tell you that they're normally cold with no empathy, that's not a good thing. Selena doesn't take criticism well, so I don't think it will work for that reason. Okay. Dion wants Sam. Really? Okay. You think so? You think they would be a good fit? Selena and Matt would be good. I don't know. He's almost 40 and he does have a childlike personality, or not childlike, but a youthful personality. That's a good word. Married at First UK season 7 will have extended episodes 30 E4 Channel 4, not ITV, I guess. Release date hasn't been announced yet. Last year was August. Okay. Thank you very, very much. If you get anything outside of what you posted here, send it to me. Also, guys, if you want to send me something in email, please do, because for some reason it won't let me on YouTube go back to my chats. All of you guys' comments just go away for some reason. And it's just, I don't know why. But if you want to just shoot it over in an email or DM me, at least I can refer to what we talked about with spoilers, news, anything like that. Do it that way, because for some reason YouTube won't let me go back to see all of the comments in the chat section. It'll show me the comments in the replays after the live is over, but it doesn't show me all of you guys' comments that we talked about throughout the live chat, which is crazy to me. Dion wants Sam, Selena, and Matt would be good. Okay. Dion, happy guy, normally likes Selena. Okay. So that's why you think so? Dion and Selena would have been a good match. Okay. You're probably right then. How can Kara Liar be cheated on for 3 years, your whole relationship, and you turn around and do the same? Well, kind of like what Olivia was saying um about Dom, is that being bullied, you become the bully. Maybe being cheated on, she became the cheater. I mean, I guess it could be looked at both ways. Selena can't bring anyone from this cast home to her parents. Her parents is not feeling this at all. Okay, thank you, True North. Please, yeah, because it doesn't save any of that stuff here. Married at First Sight is the best version. I wish it was twice a year. Well, I will tell you, in the US, it is twice a year. So usually there is like season 14, like okay, last year we had actually yeah, we had in US we had season 12, which started January 13th. That's the season with Chris and Paige. And then in season 13 started in the fall where we had, and I think it started like August or September because it was filmed in February. So yeah, here in the US, Married at First Sight come on twice a year. So we're at season episode 10 for season 14 in Boston. Season 15 is already filming in San Francisco. That's going to be coming out in the fall. So that's what's happening over here. Let's see. Dion has the cash. Her mom would love it. Oh boy, you think so? Let me see. Did I miss any comments from up here? No, really. Okay. Selena's parents would approve of Matt because he's a barista's clerk. Very well paid, respected. They both insanely positive, have good hearts. He'd be a great dad. You know what? That might be a good point, Steph. Cheat on him before he cheats on you. Only way to ensure you don't get hurt. Yeah, that's the logic of some people that do that. Carolina is so cold, only care about herself. Okay, Mary says Debbie is right. Dion has the cash, but he's too flashy for Selena's parents. Yeah, that's possible. Selena and Al would be good. Interesting. That might have would have worked too. That definitely might have would have worked. Rebel says, "Oh, really? I thought they were going to be in Nashville." Nashville. Wait a minute. Hold on. I think because they're already going. Okay, so they're recruiting in Nashville, but that's season 16. So that'll come out in January of 2023. Yep. Yeah, San Francisco is season 15. And then yeah, cuz they're already at the weddings of the San Francisco season happen I think in February. So the weddings happen in February. So they should already be on week 3 of their marriages for San Francisco. And they're currently casting for Nashville, which is season 16. That's a great match, Skylar. Selena and Al would be a great couple. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Those two would definitely be good together. That's a good point. So, but yeah, you guys, I'm looking forward to um I'm definitely looking forward to commitment ceremony tomorrow. As soon as I'm looking forward to seeing it. I want to see this walkout. I want to see if Carolina comes in with Daniel, or is Carolina coming in with Dion and Daniel shows up. I would most definitely be interested in that. So we gotta see what happened, guys, with Married at First Sight Australia tomorrow. Like I say, I'm looking forward to it. But we're not done yet because we got Married at First Sight US happening right now. Right now. So we had a pretty darn interesting week. And yeah, it was pretty interesting to say the least. The couples on Married at First Sight US, they had tasks this week of deepening their relationships. Um, I don't know if some of these couples were ready for that yet. People are starting to show, different things about themselves. Some folks are having issues. I mean, it's got to be a lot of stress being in this experiment. And I will tell you, the production team in the US is messy as, and I'll say heck. They are messy, messy, messy. But they have to go through these challenges, especially if they're trying to improve their emotional and physical closeness. And for some of the couples, it's a little bit easier. And for some of it, it isn't. And I got a little bit of tea to drop in regards to Lindsay and Mark the Shark. Got a little bit of tea. Debbie, oh, here we go. Y'all diving into the comments about Olajuwon already. Debbie, you want to see Olivia's face crack when that mess happened on the couch? Yeah, that's going to be hilarious. That is definitely going to be hilarious. Okay. So while we're talking about Lindsay and Mark, let's go with them first. So, oh my gosh, what happened to my pictures? Okay, here we go. All right, so we're going to talk about Mark and Lindsay. So, Lindsay is more confused as ever by his behavior. Ever since he decided to want to pump the brakes for the intimacy, she's been left feeling sexually frustrated. He initiated sex, but it was only a quickie. Lindsay wondered why he said he wanted to step back, only for them to abstain from sex for about 2 weeks. So, Dr. Viviana comes by because she visits all of the couples this week. And the crazy thing is, when the topic of sex comes up, Lindsay immediately said his sex life is dead. And she started talking demeaning things about his actual performance. This is where Dr. Viviana pretty much checked her and said, you know what? I'm going to need you to stop being rude if you want this to work. So, yeah, I was like, Lindsay couldn't say nothing after that. So they had some basic questions on what they had, to do. Dr. Viviana suggests they start by, especially her, not hitting below the belt when it comes to the things that she says. But the question is, can Lindsay do it? We saw them have a Nerf gun fight to kind of put a little fun in their relationship. We also saw them have a box filled of intimate goodies from Dr. Viviana. Yeah, he put on candy. I guess that was a jock strap, a candy thong. And then they had ball gags in their mouth, which that whole thing was crazy. Mark was laughing, but it was definitely out of his comfort zone. And, yeah, it's crazy. So, what do you guys think about these two? Now, here's a little bit of tea before we start talking about this couple. On the after party, Lindsay dropped a little tea about Alyssa sliding into Mark the Shark's DMs. Did you guys see that? Okay, so Rebel says Lindsay is irritating. Yeah, she's doing too much. I don't know if she's playing it up for the cameras or what, because she is over the top. You have some people who realize that they're on TV and they enjoy being dramatic. That's what I think Lindsay is. She definitely enjoys being dramatic. So what do you guys think about Lindsay? Did you guys hear about that on the after party? Lindsay dropped that tea about Alyssa sliding into Mark's DMs, and they've been communicating. She called him shady. Lindsay is always on the after show, and it's irritating. Yeah, they keep bringing her up there because she brings drama. Highlander said, watching this episode, I think Mark was hinting that Lindsay was loud and aggressive. That turned him off, or did anybody pick that up? Really? I didn't catch that, but if you did, that's interesting. She's always telling somebody business. Yep. Okay, gotta go. Don't watch this show. Okay, Steph. See you tomorrow, because we're gonna do a live on the commitment ceremony. I do that every time this commitment ceremony happens. I thought she said Mark slid in Alyssa's DMs. Well, they was sliding each other's DMs. because she was not happy about it. And she also said that Alyssa comes up to the building. She hangs out on the rooftop because she wants to hang out with the other couple. She does not want to let go. Does not. So yeah, Steph, stay tuned for the notification on the live chat for the commitment ceremony tomorrow. Vanessa said one thing is that Lindsay is real with no filters. I agree sometimes she deliver her thoughts with a little bit more grace. She is so over the top, but I can see where you're coming from. Lindsay also said her and Elijah want to have rooftop meetups. Let's not forget she was in O's DM apologizing. Yeah, that whole thing, you have to, because she had said, I kind of take it with a grain of salt with that, because Lindsay liked to play up for the cameras. Because one time Lindsay got on the show and said that day they had that argument on the honeymoon, that Mark slept with her 3 times in that same day. Mark came on the next week and said, no, we slept together 2.5 times in 8 days. So sometimes you got to wonder if she's telling the truth or if he's telling the truth, because they have been giving disputing stories on each other. So I'm looking forward to having Mark on the after party, because I know Keisha is definitely going to ask him, what is this about him and Alyssa in the DMs? True North, you leaving? Okay. Well, see you tomorrow. Hopefully you can come through for the live that we do on the commitment ceremony. Let's see. Yes, Mark slid in Alyssa's DMs to make sure she was okay after the breakup. Yep. Yes, I can see that. Yeah, see you later. Lindsay wants Elijah one. You think so, Debbie? What time is it? I usually put it at the same time every week. It's 4 o'clock my time. So whatever that is, your time. And I'm on the central time zone, the US. You'll get, you know what? If you are subscribed to my channel, you'll get the notification, because I usually put the notification out early. Okay, so gotta go. Don't watch this. See you later, Jocelyn. You're welcome. You guys, on the way out, hit your like button and let YouTube know that you enjoy this video. If you want to support the channel, hit the Cash App, and yeah, there you have it. The Eastern Standard Time Zone. Okay. All right, cool. So it's 5 o'clock your time. See you tomorrow, girl. See you tomorrow. Shanice said 100% Lindley had. You think so? She was the one that tried to throw him under the bus on TV, though. Remember? She was with the cameras in her face talking about, I feel threatened, and Elijah one was posturing. Everybody was calling her a Karen, or they say Karenish behavior. So she might, who knows? But yeah, she got to stop hitting Mark below the belt with her comments. Seriously. Do you think she compares to Dom? You think her and Domenica is like the same personality types? Both of them have issues with their husbands and sex. Both of them like to call stuff out. And both of them like to speak out on things out loud. What do you think? Do you guys think that that Lindsay and Dom is the same? Sorry, lost Wi-Fi for a few. Hope I didn't miss too much. Nope, we're still talking about. Oh, Natasha said, thank you for a good night. I'm off to set a reminder for the commitment ceremony. Okay, cool. Dom owns her stuff. Lizzie doesn't see hers. Interesting. Okay. So you don't think so? Kim says to Debbie and Shanice, definitely she was treating him like a school crush early on. I think Katina knows that too. Really? Maybe that's another reason why Katina don't like Lindsay. They're a little alike, absolutely. Lindsay does go too far. I think Dom has poor impulse control. Yeah, it's interesting because I wonder with the behaviors, if you brought Dom over to the US side, who would you think she would call out? And I'm waiting to see some of you guys' answers. I'm going to ask you guys, if Dom was on the US side, who would she call out? Dom defends the underdog. Lindsay is just abrasive for no reason. Yeah. Um, yes, I think Lindsay said one at the party. She doesn't see anything wrong with how Ola treats Katina, so she likes when guys act like that. So I look at that. Look at all. I see the comments coming in. Mary Rebel. Think she would call out, oh, huh? Like someone said in the episode, Dom asked the questions everyone has. Yeah, Dom is definitely going to come out with a good edit. Dom would definitely have a field day. Ooh, that would have been fire. Debbie, that would have been so fire if Dom was on this US side while Alyssa was on screen. She would have definitely called out Alyssa. Oh my goodness, it would have been something to see. Most definitely be something to see. Lindsay would call out, oh, for sure. Yeah, here's the thing. Again, one thing about my channel is that I usually call things down the middle, and I also look for progression. One of the things, and we'll talk about that when we get to Ola and Katina, is the stuff that was discussed with Dr. Viviana. So we'll talk about them in a minute. Yeah, but Alyssa, oh my goodness, she would have had a field day with Alyssa. Um, I think honestly, Mark really adores her. She really likes him too. Mark, I think, just wants Lindsay to kind of tone it down a little bit with how outspoken she can be, and especially when it comes to their sex life. I honestly think that if they can kind of meet in the middle, they probably be great together. Now, zodiologically, they're not a match because she is a Libra, he is a Scorpio. That's normally not a match. But for some reason, for whatever it is, they seem to have some form of a connection. Would Elijah want to expect the cooking and cleaning from Lindsay that he expects from Katina? That's a good question. Exotic expression dance fitness. Hey, I felt bad for Mark until Lindsay mentioned how he had sex with her and then just took off. Interesting. You talking about the quickie? Yeah, because I think she wanted a little bit more, and he was like, I just want 10 minutes. As far as Alyssa, I thought I was going to like her more than anyone because she rescues animals, but she was just absolutely exhausting. Yeah, most definitely. She will call out Alyssa and Jasmina. Ay, Um, I'm wondering how Jasmina, because look, Jasmina don't back down. So my question is, if Dom did call out Jasmina, what would Jasmina response be to that? That would be interesting. Would love to see O and Lindsay together to find out. Really? Okay. Kim says, I think Mark is checked out after the bowling alley. He needs somewhere to stay while he finds another place. Oh my God. So you just thinking he's trying to get through just to go along, just to get along. Lindsay is a giver, so it will be a great match for O. Yeah, but there's an age difference there. How old is she? I don't know. I just don't see those two. I don't know. Yes, I thought that was kind of rude to be put politely. Granted, she treated him like absolute trash, but I didn't appreciate that. Are you talking about Jasmina and Michael? Exotic? First of all, Elijah one will never be into Lindsay. I agree. So let's not even think about that. He only has eyes for Katina, period. Yep, I agree with that. He adores Katina. He really does. And he said that. I thought better of him. Who are you referring to? Which him are you referring to, Exotic? I want to know. But yeah, I honestly, with these two, if she cannot try to humiliate him, and he kind of take listen to just her needs, which is, a little bit more romance here and there, and a little bit more intimacy here and there, I think they could work this thing out. I mean, that's just me. I really truly think that they could work this out, but we'll have to wait and see. So we got another couple we got to talk about, and this has been bringing some conversation. Noe and Steve. So Dr. Viviana stops by to check in on them too. He feels that they definitely have a great physical connection, but Noe still, admits that she still needs to work on being comfortable with communicating when she's upset. And I'm glad she recognizes that, because some people just fly off the handle. The fact that she needs, especially after he communicated to her about what happened last time with Noodlegate, and she walked out and picked up that dog and went on social media talking cryptic messages about him and stuff, and he came back. When she came back, he told her, look, you can't be doing that. You need to talk to me. So I'm glad she realized that she needs to change her communication. Um, she was crying about how much she hurt Steve. Noe doesn't want to be the source of his pain, but she said that it's going to be struggling for her. It's a struggle to have her to make the adjustments. Steve, on the other hand, lets her know that behavior like that is not going to sustain a marriage, and he is absolutely correct. They get more tense when Noe mentions she needs a plan in regards to his employment. He questions, or the questions that he have, about the whole situation, especially when he brought up the fact of he keeps the apartment spotless, he cooks, make great meals and everything. And hey, as much as she like that, she wants her husband to work and not be a stay-at-home husband. Now she is fine with sharing the household duties, Katina, but um, you know, I guess, she's not feeling the fact that he's self-employed. We all know, because we talked about this last week about the stuff he's been doing. We talked about his net worth last week, and we also talked about self-employment. And obviously, her not having a job, I mean, him not having a 9 to 5, is just not it for her. I mean, if you're self employed, you got substantial savings, money put away. I don't understand why Noe is pushing this issue. I don't get it. It could be they're trying to play up the narrative, but it's just overkill because of the fact that it's clear that this man got something, but they're making it a big issue for their storyline. So, oh, we'll have to see. Okay. So, I love Steve and his money bags. Debbie, you are funny. Ola's 29, Lindsay is 34. Yeah, honestly, I just don't see the connection there. Kind of like what um Shanice was saying. I'm not feeling that connection. Um, Steve is Bennett with more money. I thought about Bennett because Bennett was a house husband when he was married to Amelia. Um, I could see it. Noah is unrealistic and immature, and not every husband needs to work a 9 to 5 job. I mean, there are a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, and stuff that are doing just fine, working limited time more efficiently and making real money from home. I don't understand. That's why I said, are they pushing that hard as a storyline and she just knows that this man has a job? It just doesn't make sense to me. I thought Noe said when she asked at the wedding how she felt about it, she wasn't worried about it. Exactly. Now all of a sudden she is. Now remember, her brother and her family was. So maybe they kind of, lit a match under her to make her concerned about it. Noe is very rigid in her vision, marriage similar to Elijah one. Noe needs to open up her perspective and broaden her horizons. She's too rigid. Yeah, he's probably in the apartment too much. Interesting, Rebel. They need to have their own activities. When I was working from home, everyone was annoying. Are you serious? I don't know. I've been working from home for the last 5 years, even before the pandemic. I absolutely love it. And even when the kids were home, summer vacay, or whatever, I compartmentalize. I know how to close my door, that type of thing. I just don't have an issue with it. Maybe it's just everybody is different, So maybe he's around the house too much. Tassie, you gotta go. Okay, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Oh my God, I'm trying to watch this in peace, but my husband is commenting now. I made the mistake of getting involved in the show. Are you serious? Oh my goodness. Um, I only said that about Owen Lindsay only to see what she would do about cooking and cleaning. Oh, okay, gotcha. I understand. We'll be early. Okay, yes, please do. I'm gonna try to get it as soon as I can. Night, Tassie. Bennett was selling solar panels when they moved in for Amelia's residency. You are correct. You are absolutely correct. Highlander said, I think she dated dreamers before and it didn't work. So she trusts men to work 9 to 5. Here's the thing about 9 to 5s. And I think I've said this in previous lives. The pandemic has shown and made a lot of revelations. There were people who had 9 to 5s in 2020 and 2021 and even at one of the companies that I used to work for, people making great salaries, 70, 80, $100,000, and people were furloughed and let go after a number of weeks. I mean, anything can happen. You could have a business, work from home and it grow. You could have a 9 to 5 working at a job for 15 years. And if something happens, the business goes under, guess what could happen? So I do get it that there's some form of stability that comes with getting an every 2 week or every week paycheck. But it also depends on the livelihood of the company. So your livelihood is in the hands of someone else. And if that someone else goes under or they have to cut the numbers, the balance sheets and things like that, things happen. So nothing technically is guaranteed. Have a good night's sleep, girlie. Have a good night's sleep. Lindsay loved to cook and clean. Okay, those apartments look so small. So I don't think she has a separate room for office. I think they have a 1 bedroom. You think they look small. The apartments on Married at First Sight in Australia look like hotel rooms to me. So I think that at least US to get a 1 bedroom apartment, you know. And especially they're not paying for it. The show is paying for 5 apartments. In this case, 4, because Chris and Alyssa's gone. But they got to pay for 4 apartments for the next 8 weeks. So I guess it's something for them to have. But yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a situation that Noe needs some space, and if that means that she might need to go take a spin class and get some time to herself, or go do a hobby, some whatever that may be, or him, he finds something to do outside of the house and they come back together. You got to give each other some space. So I can understand where you're coming from. They are small compared to the other apartments in US. They usually have two bedrooms. I thought they don't have, I thought these did have two bedrooms. The ones that they're in Boston. Those apartments are large for Boston, but I agree she probably sees him laying around the house all day. Yeah, that's possible. So, I mean, that's why if you have a hobby that you can do for an hour or so, or go out and do groceries, and then you guys come back together and spend time with each other, or like I said, spin class, or a music class, or yoga, or something where they can kind of take a break from each other and then come back together after the fact, you know. So I think they're going to be fine. They just got to work through the communication issues, which she's definitely, you know, willing to work on. And Steve is very flexible. I mean, he's patient. He's definitely willing to work with her and give her the time she needs to work on the communication issues. Eventually she'll get over the whole thing, especially if he is making the money for the household and stuff like that. So I think they'll be just fine. They will be okay. All right, we got to talk about this one next. Let's talk about this one. So next up is Jasmina and Michael. So they did this whole game to create intimacy and trust. And yeah, it was definitely awkward. Now, they aren't answering the questions and sharing. It's just like they don't have any chemistry. I mean, as much as a lot of folks are willing to want them to work, because I know when I first saw them, I was like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's not working. So Dr. V stops by their house as well, and they both admit that they lack intimacy. That's no surprise. Michael tries to say that he's uncomfortable with the negative labels that the wife put on him. Jasmina continues to interrupt him and gets defensive. I mean, it comes across rude and condescending. She doesn't realize it. Then after Dr. Viviana leaves, Michael's tried to speak more about using journaling, which was suggested. However, Jasmina got irritated by the ideas, so she don't think that she need to do that. I mean, I thought she agreed with Dr. Viviana on doing this journaling. So I don't know. A lot of people are definitely not feeling her attitude. A lot of people thought that maybe Michael was doing something. Because remember, she came off talking about he's rude, he's yelling, he's aggressive. But what she's saying about him is technically, I guess, what we're seeing of her. And it seems more like she's fighting against the situation than trying to build a connection as Michael being her husband. So, yeah. His there's no chemistry there. I also did notice, even though on the after party, like one of the first episodes, Jasmina didn't have any issues with his height, but I do notice that she is a little bit taller than him, and especially if she put heels on. Mary said these two are boring. Really? Yeah, I mean, they don't do. Jasmina looks difficult to talk to in this episode, and technically, both of these two are a zodiacal match. He's a Pisces. and she's a Scorpio. Both of them are water signs, just like Beth and Jamie. They're the same exact signs as these two. Now, I know people are different, lifestyles, backgrounds, things like that. But normally this combination is a match, but for some reason it is just not working. I don't see them lasting. Me either, Exotic. Rebel says, I wish they had commitment ceremonies because Jasmina and Michael need a lot of help. And more than likely, Jasmina probably on the first commitment ceremony would have said leave. Jasmina doesn't like him, and he probably doesn't like her because of her responses. I agree with that. She reminds me of someone who, when you're talking, they're not really listening. They're just thinking about what they're going to say when it's their turn for when they decide to interrupt you. Absolutely. I can see that. I think Jasmina will act like this no matter who she dates. Really. You know, one thing about Jasmina that she mentioned at the beginning of the season that she always date long distance. She never date anybody in the same town or the same state. So I'm wondering if this is why she dates long distance. I think Jasmina is not used to the in-person relationships exactly, which is what I was just saying. Just a lot taller. Yeah, I agree with Webber. Jasmina is used to long distance and having that space. Yep. Then I don't know how she planned to get married because you have to be in the same space for a marriage. I mean, I do understand that people travel, you have spouses that go away for a few months for work and come back home, but I don't know what she expected. I think all Married at First Sight should follow the AU version. Yeah, that would be nice. But the thing is, because the marriages in the US are legally binding, they have to go through a divorce truly in the courts. Whereas Married at First Sight Australia, they're not technically legally married. That's why it's easy for them to say leave on commitment ceremony versus they have to go through a full process here in the States to get a divorce. Now, I'm assuming with Chris and Alyssa, they might have allowed them to get an annulment, but that's rare. Jasmina wants that Korean drama love. Rebel, you funny. I mean, even the whole what is that? That tantric yoga that they did? Because here's the thing, after the tantric yoga thing, I kind of seen a little bit of a spark in Jasmina because she even said to the cameras that she would want to get to the point to be intimate with Michael. She actually said that. So I think she finds him attractive because that man got some serious muscles. Physically, I think she's attracted. Emotionally, there's no connection. But I think because of the emotional connection is not there, it's keeping her from being physical with him. Mika and Michael got an annulment. They went through a divorce process. That whole thing was a mess. Um, I don't watch much Married at First Sight US because I like AU better. US version is boring compared. Oh, I will say it's definitely a lot more drama on AU. Jasmina has trauma with her family that she doesn't want to address. Her parents leaving her. She makes it seem like Michael has issues from the past. I know, right? So maybe that's what's the problem, Kim. Exotic says, I'm surprised the experts use someone to get married at first sight who's never lived with anyone because it'll bring drama. They know if a person, like we were saying earlier with the AU version, I think sometimes they put people together because they know it's going to cause drama. I could be mistaken, but I heard that they don't get legally married until after the wedding ceremony. Yeah, it's usually the next day. So the actual filming of the ceremony usually happen on the day before, and then they go do the legal stuff the next day. But it's still legal. So once they do it, it's still legally binding. So it's not like you know how Married at First Sight have a the Australia version have a commitment ceremony every week. Could you imagine the amount of divorces that probably would happen and how many times they would have to go through the courts and it take sometimes months for divorce to finalize? Yeah, they couldn't do that over here with the legally binding marriages. I'm using talk to text in between the autocorrect. Girl, I'm telling you, I can't stand autocorrect. Mike has the worst posture because she towers over him. Yeah. She got to be about an inch or two taller than him. Up, we got a troll. Let me get him out of here. Bye bye. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Block. Oh, I thought I blocked him. I did block him. Hold on. Okay. Block. All right. If they could have serious conversation, I think they would work because they have more similar. I know they do, but she has this wall, and I'm thinking that Michael would love to engage, with her and try to build a connection, but she just won't let it happen. I think Brandon Taylor also got an annulment. They go to courthouse the next day. Yeah, but it takes months. So with some of the cast members, even though after, the whole 8 weeks and they decide we get a divorce, sometimes I've seen with some of the couples, it's been probably anywhere from 4 to 6 months before it's finalized. I wish they weren't legally married so that the U.S. could do commitment ceremonies. Yeah, yep, I would agree. I would love to see them do another season of Married at First Sight, Second Chances. I'm not sure why they only did that once, but yeah, I think that would be a good thing to do for the couples that didn't like Mindy and Derek and Paige. Who else? Second chances. Gil from last season. Um, yeah, I mean, just to name those few, I would love to see those folks get another opportunity. That would be cool, exotic. I would love to see that happen. But as for these two, as long as Jasmina has a wall up, they're not going anywhere. And the connection is not going to. Yeah, Henry is already in a relationship. Henry has been in a relationship now for almost a year, and his girlfriend is gorgeous. His girlfriend is gorgeous. Her name is Kayla. I have a bunch of pictures of them on my Instagram. Usually, anytime the couples get with new people, I post it on my Instagram account. So, if you like to see who's with who now, follow me on Instagram. My IG handle is right there. I don't think that one season of Second Chances did good ratings wise. Otherwise, they would have did more. I agree. Jacob would be fun to see again too. Yeah, I agree with that. Jacob is hilarious. Jacob is a goofball. I follow him on Instagram. When he do his Instagram lives, it is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yes, it is. So, all right, let's talk about this last couple because I know y'all been waiting to talk about them. And yeah, so Olajuwon and Katina, they get a visit. Her first question is, why is food the number one thing that comes up in their relationship? He defends his stance on why cooking and cleaning is necessary. He doubles down, stating he questions her mentality and whether she's lazy. Um, Dr. Viviana definitely wastes no time putting him on notice about his expectations. She is pretty much flabbergasted of how he has communicated to his wife. Katina gets emotional about and admits that Elijah makes her feel insecure. He doesn't understand how his behavior affects his wife. Um, And, Dr. Viviana tells him if he's going to make cooking and cleaning an issue, he's going to be married and divorced several times over. He switches and, pretty much says why. And, he says that he really adores her, but her actively putting in an effort in those things show him that that she's really there for him. And that what makes him afraid. Yeah. Let's see. What else I have in my notes? Cause okay. Yeah, calling your spouse lazy, his delivery, things like that, it's counterproductive, right? She goes to the store, she plans a movie night for them. He's ecstatic that, she did all that. And that's where it pretty much left off. And she did this whole spanking him with a whip thing. So let's see what we got in the comments. Oh, reminds me of my ex questioned my femininity because I didn't want to cook and clean. It's sad to see her getting smaller in front of him. I think he wants her to help because I don't think he expect her to do all of it because he's cooking breakfast. So, and we saw him cooking breakfast. He was making some type of fruit pancakes or something. And he stated that he cooks breakfast every day for them because he works nights. So he comes in and cooks breakfast for them every day. So I don't think he wants her to do all of it. I think he wants active participation and assistance. And from what we've been seeing, because somebody brought up in Facebook on the groups that there was something about a messy room and clothes everywhere or something. Do you guys remember that? What do you think? Only to realize this, someone who feels appreciated and cared for is more likely to go out of their way to make you happy than someone who's always beating you up verbally. That is true. His delivery suck. If you want to get your message across, you cannot talk like that to your partner. It's one thing if he says, "Hey babe, can I talk? Is it possible that we can put together something where we can both clean and cook together?" Then to say, "What are you doing? You're being lazy. You're not helping out. I got to do everything. You know, you're my wife, blah, blah, blah." Let's see what's the comments. Excuse me. I think Elijah Annie says, I think Elijah one issue isn't really about cooking and cleaning. It's more about his love language, acts of service. That's what Dr. Viviana had expressed after Elijah one said what he said. Acts of service, showing that you're being active and doing things for your partner. If that's the love language, they're going to look for that. He has to change the way he communicates what he wants. Now, I will say, because I always watch the after party, one thing he said on the after party, he said it was not the right thing to do and that he can be overly dramatic sometimes. That's just who he is. That's what he said. He also says what we don't see is that Katina does come for him. And the way he described it, that she gets so mad that she's waving fingers in his face and he has to back down. So guys, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes there's what is called framing in editing. If I want a particular storyline that's going to trigger people, I'm going to frame it in a way to trigger you because a lot of people are not going to like it. We only see one side of the argument. And that's why I like the after party so much, because it gives the opportunity for, which they didn't do on Unfiltered, which is why I like the after party more than Unfiltered. it gives the opportunity for the cast to actually give you more context of what's happening. Because Elijah one said on the after party on Wednesday, go check it out for yourself. He said, I know you guys think that she's quiet and she's subdued and she's just taking that. No, Katina is not that way. She had her finger all in my face telling me I need to back up. And that was good to hear because now I get to see the full context and see both sides. And remember, After Party is filmed after the season ends. So there have been all kind of subliminal spoilers been given throughout the After Party. You just have to pay attention. I won't say what they are, but um okay, let me see. Dramatic is a fancy word for aggressive. I won't say that. I mean, I don't like loosely using that word, especially, in certain cases. Mm, they are definitely editing Elijah One as the villain. Of course they are. They have one every season. Yep. I think she don't deal. That's the thing. As I said on the after party, she's not dealing with it. She's standing up for herself. So we just not seeing it. We're just not seeing it. That's why, again, over here on this channel, I try to be objective. I want to see the whole picture, not what production wants me to see and react to. So, with this particular scenario, Elijah One is also getting back as much as he's getting. Now, we do get to see her cry and stuff like that. But you got to remember, there's thousands and thousands of hours of filming. We only get what production want us to see for drama. She should have stood up to him. She did. Vanessa, she did. She does, I should say. His tone and volume of voice is aggressive, in my opinion. Yeah, his delivery was trash. He should not have said that. There's a many different ways of expressing yourself and getting your request across. You know. But I was glad to hear that she does stand up for herself. We just don't see it on camera. I'm going to keep saying that, you know, because Keisha definitely asked that question and he cleared that up real quick. He said, I don't want you guys to think that Katina is just backing down and she's just taking this and da 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 da. She said, oh no, she's in my face back at me. So I'm letting you guys know. You guys need to watch the after party to kind of get more context with what goes on. That's how we got the tea with what happened with the DMs with Alyssa and Mark. Let's see. Katina knows how she would be portrayed if she put him on his place. Absolutely, Kim. Kind of like what's going on with Jasmina. Speaking subliminal, I wonder if anyone noticed that when Chris was on the after show, he was still wearing what appeared to be his wedding band. I think they told him that because there was the actual time, because they do reviews week by week. So the week that they were reviewing, Alyssa wasn't off the show yet. So of course he hadn't taken it off. So they probably said, okay, for this week we're filming that particular scene. You need to be wearing your wedding ring, because technically in that scene you're still together. So they can't reveal anything until decision day or after. Highland said the great thing about their relationship is that they do have serious conversations. Yes, these couples have preconceived notions and idea of what a husband and wife should be. Listen, I don't judge. If a person wants a traditional marriage, because that's what's happening in the social media, especially in Facebook, there is a gender war happening right now in the Married at First Sight groups because of what we see on with Elijah One and Katina. There are people upset with people saying, hey, my household is where I cook and clean and my husband is the provider. And then you got people coming for those folks saying, your behavior is putting women back 50 years. Then you have other people that's saying, hey, you modern people, A, B, C, D. Guys, you live your life the way you want to. It all comes down to outcomes, lineage, and legacy. So if it works for you, it works for you. If I see somebody that's cooking and cleaning and giving plates to their husband, it's not my business to tell them how to run their relationship or talk down about what she's doing. That's their business. Just as much as if somebody had a house husband, like what Steve is doing, and he's cleaning the house and cooking the house and cooking and cleaning around the house and doing everything. It's not my business to come in there and tell Steve, why are you doing this? People live and run their households how they want. Now, unfortunately, in this situation, his delivery was trash, you know. But for fans and social media to be infighting about how other fans are doing within their relationships, come on, you guys. I mean, it's not my place to talk to you or tell you about your relationship. I'm going to butt out. Just like if I decide to do something in a relationship that I'm in, and somebody's saying, well, why are you doing that? And why are you doing this? And why you shouldn't be doing that? And you setting back people 50 years. It's not your business. It's what I do in my house, and it's what works. Um, let's see. I know she did, but she did not have to stand up to him, or tell him to back up. Not healthy. Okay, yeah. I know she did. Okay. On the after party, he also said they consummated their marriage and bond in their marriage went to another level. Really? I missed that part. Because the one thing I will do is sometimes I put a lot of reels on my Instagram account, so I was doing a lot of filming of different segments of the after party to put on IG. So dang, I missed that. So they did consummate the marriage. Okay. He's still wearing his ring in real life. He's still wearing his ring in his real estate videos as well. Um, Now I don't know if this is true or not, but they said that he moved on to somebody else. So maybe that wedding ring is not with Alyssa. Because somebody, I think they remember the season was filmed back in the weddings were back at the end of July. Or was it? No, it was the end of July. So you're talking about almost 9 months ago. Subtract 3 months. Yes, almost 9 months ago. So if they broke up early back in July and he reconnected with someone, because I'm hearing that that might be the case, that he's with someone new and they bought a house together, meaning not Mark, Chris. It's possible that that ring is being with somebody else. I didn't even know that there were groups to talk about Married at First Sight. Yeah, but some of them are real messy. Yes, exotic. Some of them are out of control. I'll say that. Vanessa, does Katina want a traditional marriage? Oh, does, but it doesn't seem like that's what she wants. We'll have to see. I mean, could this be a turning point? Because for those that there are people that's going to stay together. And it's not just one or two; it's actually 3 out of 5. So that's all I'm going to say. But we'll have to see. You know, Listen, if you want a traditional marriage that work for you and you got a spouse that works for, do your thing. It's about outcomes. Um, for those that want to try to make a modern marriage work, if you get the outcome you want out of that marriage, absolutely. You know, but that's what it comes down to. Good to know. I love discussing marriage at first sight, but the only with mature adults. You know what? Exotic. Um, if you have IG, hit me up in IG, and I can give you a couple links to a couple of the groups that you probably be okay with. I'm not looking to turn people's lives and pain into a big joke. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people shaming each other for their comments, for what they think, because there are a lot of people that support Elijah Wan and want Katina to step up. There are some people that feel for Katina and want Elijah Wan to chill out. And because of that, instead of, letting people having a conversation or letting people express themselves, it turns into infighting in the groups and people calling people crazy and you stupid and what's wrong with you for thinking like that. Yeah, I try to avoid those types of things. So I can't wait to find out if Mark and Lindsay is still together. Yeah, we'll have to see. We definitely will have to see. But my thing is I look for the progress. I look for the progression. I understand that we all are humans. We all make mistakes. We're imperfect. People are going to do things. I want to see growth and progression. So as much as I dislike how the delivery of what Elijah One did with that whole thing with Katina, I want to see him do better. I'm not going to keep him stuck here in time and say, you're this. I'm not going to be an armchair psychologist because, first of all, I don't get paid the big bucks to be that. I didn't go to school for that. So, but I want to see him do the work. I need to see him do something different. I want to see all of the work that needs to be done with all of the couples because marriage is work. It's not something that you just slide into and it's easy peasy and always sunshine and rainbows. And, you know, there are going to be times where some days are not going to be so loving. What do you do in those moments? You know what I mean? So it takes work. And my question is, will these couples do the work? What Katina's going to do? What Elijah one's going to do? What Michael and Jasmine is going to do? Mark and Lindsay and Noy and Steve. I want to see the work. Noy says she wants to communicate more better. Okay, let's see her do the work. Steve needs to put out a plan financially to see what they can go and give each other some space. Let's see what he does. Jasmina claims she wants to build intimacy. Well, we need to see her put in the effort. Michael needs to open up more. We have to see him do what he do. Lindsay needs to stop hitting Mark below the belt. Is she going to put in the work and start coming back at a way that she's not being disrespectful? And Mark has to pay attention to his wife's needs and whether or not he's going to be able to focus on that. And as for Katina and Elijah one, if acts of service is his issue and him not being what everybody says he is, then just like her making that movie night, that was an act of service. Elijah one has to work on his tone and how he communicates to his wife because some point she gonna push back and he ain't gonna like it. And it's not gonna work in a marriage. So he has to work on that. He has to be open to seeing, his wife and how it's not always black and white when it comes to certain things. You got to be open to see how do we come together to make this work. You know what I mean? And the same thing with Katina. If she don't know how to grocery shop, ask for help. If in fact, well, I don't like to do laundry or I don't like to clean the house, Figure out a way where they can both do it together, because it doesn't look like Elijah one don't want to help out. He's cooking. We saw him clean the house the night of the housewarming. So it's not like he doesn't want to participate, because here's the thing, and I said this to somebody else. If in fact you don't want to be defined by roles when it comes to cooking and cleaning, you're having an empty stomach, or eating unhealthily outside, or you got mice and rats and roaches running in the house because nobody's cleaning, that will definitely define your household. So, I mean, they got to figure it out. That stuff got to get done. Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to do it. We can't eat out all the time. It's expensive. It gets expensive. I know that there's meal preps and things like that, but maybe they can't afford it. Everybody can't afford that, you know. Um, and sometimes, affordable cooking, some people stick to the basics, chicken and rice. Some people get a pound of this and a pound of that and fix a meal. You got to figure it out, because the house got to be clean and people got to eat. So who's going to do it? Somebody got to do it. And that's what they got to figure it out. And they can do that. Let's see. Right, your marriage is your own. The experts should be helping them more with that, as far as better communication, making sure each person is heard and valued. Absolutely. Exactly. Okay, thanks, Mary. Going fast forward, watch it back because I'm lost. Okay. Hey, Liverbird. Yeah, you're at the end of everything. Kimberly, I definitely agree. If you've been watching, you'll see that they used to be. Yeah, we don't see the experts that much anymore, like we used to. I mean, for all they know, they are having conversations with the expert off camera, but back in the day, you used to see them on the show all the time. Maybe that's what it is. Kim says, yes, I started NOLA season and went back to the others, so I've seen them all. If they help so much, I wish they would show us instead of, yeah, I would like to see that too. I definitely can't deal with a messy, dirty house. Not that it has to be spick and span. My house is not a museum, but I like orderly and clean, neat environment. Yes, they're not just signing up to get married, they're signing up the process, which includes guidance from the experts. Absolutely. Bow's, yeah, that's funny, Rebel. Bow's Gourmet Meals, you remember that? Season 13. Katina is at least trying. She goes to the store in every doggone episode. Okay, so there's a bigger piece that we also missing here too. One thing Katina is getting with Ola, which again he has to work on that whole communication. She's walking into a marriage of a man that has no debt. She's walking into a marriage of a man that has his own house. She's walking into a marriage of a man that also has a great job because he works for the state. And he's willing to cook. He has continuously said that. And I know people are trying to downplay that. Oh, we only saw one episode. That man been cooking breakfasts since day one, and he's been talking about it, and I've seen multiple episodes where this man has been cooking, so he does participate. All he said is that he wants Patina to meet her halfway. Now, could he have communicated that a little bit better? Absolutely. Absolutely. And if he's an acts of service guy, absolutely. Just like he told Dr. Viviana, there's certain things she expects of me as a husband. And most women do. Most women expect a husband to be a provider, a protector, and to please. That's the three P's that people have been talking about for the last 15 years. So, as much as, you know, a husband has to bring things to the table, both parties gotta be actively involved. You're interdependent on each other. It takes work. The two of you have to work together. So I mean, hey, it might not be a popular opinion, but the two of them gotta work together somehow. Like I said, somebody gotta food, y'all gotta eat. The house got to be clean. The garbage got to be taken out. The dishes got to be washed. The bathrooms and the toilets got to be clean. If that stuff doesn't get done, what happens? The house is stinky, the trash is piling up, here come the critters, the dishes are messy. Somebody got to do it. They got to figure it out, both of them, and yelling about who and what and how is not the right way to communicate that. It is what it is. And I know, like I said, there's a whole gender war and fighting thing, but at the end of the day, it got to get done. So they got to figure it out. Katina's at least trying, not 50-50 in my opinion, but both 100%. Yeah, you got to bring something to the table. I know a lot of people, especially the younger folks, have a problem with what do you bring to the table question. That's been the running question on social media for the past 6 months of people having a problem with that question. Anytime you come into somebody's life, you're bringing something to them, into their life, and vice versa. They're bringing something into your life. You need to know what comes with you. That does not only mean cooking and cleaning, household. It also means peace. It also means debt. It means if you have children already, it means can you contribute to the marriage or the relationship? Are we compatible? Um, are we compatible on different levels? When you say what do you bring to the table, it's not an offensive thing. People want to know what you're bringing into my life, and that's what that means. So I know people have issues with that, but that's the way of the world right now. It is what it is. So, all right, guys, we have been officially on this call 3 hours and 10 minutes. So it's been a good one. We got to do another live tomorrow with the whole commitment ceremony for Married at First Sight Australia. It's going to be a good one tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it because I got to see this whole Daniel thing. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, crazy, crazy. So I hope you guys enjoyed the live chat today. Great stream. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys coming back every week for both Married at First Sights. And like I say, if follow me on IG, if in fact you want to get the tea, you want to see some clips, you want to get updates on old couples, or couples that didn't make it but they're with new people now, let me know. Come over to IG and follow me over there. If you got tea, spoilers, or anything, email me at romancereviewtv@gmail.com. Also, you can slide in my DMs if you want to drop the tea. And also hit the like button on the way out because I want YouTube to know that you guys really enjoyed the stream so they can recommend it to other people. And then if you want to support the channel, also the Cash App tag is right there as well. So we will see you guys tomorrow on the live for the commitment ceremony. And until then, have a great morning, depending on where you are, or have a great evening. Take care, you guys. Bye.